Hello and welcome to Hearts of Iron 4. All the DLC is enabled, and so those of you wondering, well, you know, what does it look like with all the DLC on, you're going to find out right now. And we're going to take over the world as, well, who else? Germany. It's going to be a real-time playthrough, so I'm not going to skip through, you know, most people that make videos, they skip through basically the boring bits. But then that means that newer players can't follow on. So to me, if you're a pro, then this probably ain't the video for you. But if you're somewhat new, then this might be. So new game, 1st of January 36, selecting the guy with the tash, regular difficulty, iron mode on, historical AI focuses on. This video is not so much a tutorial. I'm going to start fading the music out now. It is, however, a playthrough with a little bit of commentary. So I may explain what I'm doing. If you are brand new to Hearts of Iron 4 and thinking, why the hell is the difference between a civilian factory and a military factory, then watch my complete beginner's tutorial. I realize it's a long one. I'm going to make a new one at some point, divided into chapters, but that is voted the highest tutorial of 2023. So anyway, let's begin and let's go. This, by the way, for those wondering, is late July 2023. I've got the early access stuff on. So this is how Hearts of Iron is going to be later on in the year 2023 when they finally roll this out. All right. So just before... All right, there we go. Just before, let's put some relaxing music on and let's make a start then. I'm not going to use the in-game music for reasons of copyright purposes. All right, so you do hear some music, but again, this is not the in-game music. All right, so there we go. So making a start then. Obviously, before we unpause, we need to get some research done. Now, what I am going to do, rather than bore you with 3 years of not doing anything, because of course it's January 36, I'm going to try something new, so it's not boring for me either, and that is, I'm going to go straight for France. I've tried Poland straight away. That works, so we're going to do France. I'm hoping I can get them before they ally with the UK. So what I want to do is just get a couple of industrial things on the boil, and then everything else I'm wanting to do with... I'm going to need that one though, aren't I? All right, let's do it then. Because I'm wanting to pick on France. Now, if I right-click on France and say justify war goal, conquer, and again, I just need to pick a state, so the top one, it's going to take me 50 political power to do, and I, for whatever reason, start the game with 2. Interesting, it's not 0. No, they start you with 2. And you see, it's going to last 250 days. As and when I've already got the 50 political points. So you put these two together. I'm not sure if that's going to take quite 300 days, AC. What is it? 2.43 a day. So it's going to take me about 20 days before I can even declare a war. And then another 250 days. So you're talking, you know, 9 or 10 months before the action kicks off. So I really need to get on with this. So let's escape this. Escape this. The only national focus I'm going to do is the Rhineland, and purely for the political power. Then we'll wait till we can declare on France, and only once France have we got that thing on the go will we continue the rest of this tree. And so let's go here, and I'm just going to check. Sometimes these take political power. Best I can tell, this does not, so let's go for it. Right. Free civilian factories. Again, early war means I can't just spend first 3 years just building more civ factories. So I'm going to go for... let's go for civ with the first lot. And again, I'm looking for somewhere that's reasonably well established, I guess. Westfalen here. And may even go Brandenburg. And then, actually not even, yeah, go on then. And then military factories thereafter. And I'm going to dump them all for now on Hessen. There we go. I'll update that a little better, right, as things kick off. Right, free military factories. Again, I'm thinking early war. So another guy on infantry equipment, support equipment I'm always short of. So we'll increase that. Towed artillery, the Panzers, yes. The trucks, because I like them for supply, yes. and then everything else on aircraft, and I think that's it. That's it already. As and when new factories become available, we'll task them to new things. While we're here, let's sort out the Navy stuff. So, you can see here the discoloration. These ships are basically out of date. And so I don't want to cancel them, but I certainly don't want to make two. And so I'm just going to tell them here to finish the one that you're doing and then leave it at that. That's going to free up the naval yards. And so I'm just going to go like this so that as the naval yards become, you know, free from whatever they've done, they're going to help the others finish real quick. This one here is almost done, so I may as well try and get that one finished as well. And then these here, I'm going to reduce to 1. This one as well. And then this one, I'll increase. And again, for the same reason of efficiency, just so that they get done nice and quick. And then, rather than dump all the naval yards on this last one, I want to be told when that's comes round, because I'm going to want to produce some more subs. So that's Navy and production taken care of. Missing equipment. You see here we're missing transport planes and naval bombers. I do make use of them. And so I'm just going to put one factory on the case and add it to the bottom of the list for the Navy bomber as well as the transport plane. This became increasingly important. It used to be nobody bothered with Navy bombers. Since all the changes, in my opinion, it matters. Certainly as Germany, where you're against countries that arguably have a load better Navy, at least in the early period of the game. Outdated equipment. Hang on, let's go through. No revisions in basic training. We know. Let's give high priority for reinforcements and low priority for garrisons. I'm going to train some divisions, set them for touring, and infinite for now, and we'll just ask for 4 divisions at a time, and we'll repeat. Unassigned divisions, let's get that done. Outdated equipment. It is just the old Navy stuff we've already dealt with, so I'm going to ignore that icon. I'm not going to dismiss it. I'm just going to ignore it and carry on. Right, unassigned divisions. Because we're going to France, let's get this lot sewed up with an army. So these guys I'm going to give to Bock. The Panzers here together with, I'm going to give Rommel. Again, I'm going to pick my best generals to begin with. I've got 5 up here. They're going to go with Bock. Down here, and they're going to go with Bock. Right, is that everybody? It is. And so Rommel has got army plus the armor. Bock does not. I'm just going to transfer 3 divisions over to Bock for no other reason than none of Bock's stuff takes fuel. And so he can train. I'm going to assign both of these guys into a new army group, and I'm going to give them the best field marshal for attack, which in this case is Gunther von Kluge. He's the only one with a +4. He also got a supply consumption. He's the best at that as well. So, yeah, this is the best field marshal. And then I'm going to just ask all of these guys to come on over here. In fact, just because war's not yet kicked off, let's just... Oh, we can't occupy the Rhineland yet. Let's just occupy the western side of Germany so that we can bring him over pretty quick. And then I'm going to get him on training and just try and get a few experience points before it kicks off. Right, that's it. Decisions available doesn't apply. Insufficient resources. This does. Right, Dutch East Indies, yes. For rubber, tungsten, let's cancel that. So we gain a factory from the tungsten. We lose it over to the East Indies. And that's all squared off. So we can start picking up the pace. Right, let's come over to the Navy. Let's turn the game sounds up a little bit. There we go. Right, so the Kriegsmarine. So these are the surface ships. So I give them all to Raider. These guys are the U-boat fleets. I give them all to Donitz. Easy as that. And I set these. Enable automatic reinforcement and split off. Same for the U-boat fleet. There we go. Right, Raider, I'm going to assign 1, 2, 3 and just tell him to strike force, which means it's not going to do anything yet, but it's all set preemptively. And the U-boat guy, Let's just have him on the Eastern North Sea. I'm just going to set him training, half because, as you can see, these are all novice. And the other reason is because that they are... it'll get me a little bit of experience as well. Alright. Air Force, and then we can go full pelt. Let's dismiss some of these incomplete bomber squadrons. I think this one here can go. Coming over here, let's dismiss this one. Okay. I got to dismiss that Air Force, and then hopefully that's enough planes elsewhere. I'm going to send all the other aircraft back to Berlin. Sounds like the beginning of a film, that, doesn't it? Back to Berlin. Torpedo bombers as well. These guys down in Munich as well. And these guys over here. And the only reason is I just find it easier to train my Air Force at Berlin. And then when they're ready, I send them out. For no other reason than it's just easier to keep an eye on them. So yeah, I'm happy with that overall. Fighters, I'm still a little too short, so I'm going to disband this particular air wing. There we go. And let's just get them training now. This particular guy, the transport aircraft, I'm just going to move out the way to the South Germany. For some reason, these guys don't train, even though they do gain skill when they're doing supply runs and whatnot. I don't know why they don't gain skill during training. It's a weird... I don't know. I assume they'll change that at some point. Right, and that's it. So let's increase the pace. We're obviously going to run out of fuel pretty quick doing all this. Air's using over 1,000 a day. Navy is using 150 a day. So really, I'm losing all the fuel on the Air Force. But it is, I find, important to get away from this novice skill. See there, they lose a lot. Let's increase the pace even more. I just want to keep an eye on this because it's such a fuel drain. Sure, it might even be worth to disband this particular wing just so that the others top up. There we go, that's it. And then once they're at 100%, they'll gain skill pretty quick. So Italy's doing its thing. Right, we're above 50 political power now, only just. So I'm going to right-click on France and 250 days. Let's go. Now, currently, the UK is not guaranteeing France, which hopefully will remain. Clearly, they do before 39, but I'm hoping I might get there early enough. If I don't, well, it goes, you know, we'll see how it goes. You know, we're just trying alternative history stuff here. Right, back to the air. I keep pausing and unpausing just because I don't want to waste any fuel at all. As soon as these vet up, pause again, and there's accidents as well, so, and I just don't have enough air to cover. So let's just move those by here. The Navy guy, well, he's short on aircraft. You see, we've already lost one because we started with 70. So we'll put him up there. These bombers, we're not going to get any more till we've produced more, so I'm going to stop those training as well and put them down there. Fighter here, so Hartmann, again, you know, my thoughts on that. If you've seen my tutorial, he didn't join the Air Force until 42, so I don't know why he's already there. And these guys are vetted up, again, a couple of aircraft short, but that's it. So we'll put these over here on the front line as well. And that's it. Right. Back to the Navy. Let's have a look how we're doing over here. So these have got 10 subs, this particular flotilla. So let's set the same over here to 10. And we've also got a couple of destroyers. So here's where you're going to start and see a little bit of a difference if you don't have DLC. You've got the different types of ships here. So destroyers can be mine layers, as well as a host of other things. You've got your screening ships here, which is like this gold shield. Typically, this big gun is going to be your capital ships, of course. You could assign your destroyers to be that if you wanted. Yeah, and you got your aircraft carriers, your subs, your minesweepers, and so on. And so, yeah, this particular flotilla, as you see, has got no screening destroyers, which we need. So I, just for now, because we're short, I'm going to assign 4. And I'm going to reduce the cruisers to 4. Okay, that clearly frees up a cruiser because we had one spare. And I'm going to put it over here. So light cruiser, put those 2. Okay, and then I want a couple of destroyers there as well, but it's not yet done. This flotilla here is just 2 cruisers, that's it. So I'm going to disband these as reserve. And then come over here, and I'm just going to assign them 1 each. So 1 light cruiser that serves the mine layer here, and the other light cruiser of the mine layer here. Okay, just to bolster up the other 2. Right, here we go. So, Hitler denounces French ideals. Yeah. Okay. Remilitarization of the Mainland. Great. So we can now occupy the entire, what would be the front line between us and France. Now, as anybody that's done history for 5 minutes on World War II knows, France dumped an awful lot of years, money, manpower, resources into building a very strong front line versus Germany, known as the Maginot Line. A bunch of cave complexes and all the rest of it in the mountains that was deemed to be impenetrable. So, yes, we could try to push through, but it's going to be very, very detrimental. And so, I've got a little trick. Clearly, we can't push through these countries without declaring war on them, and we haven't done. So this is the way that we've got to go. But I'm going to see if we can get around that. So because we've declared on France, I can carry on here. Now again, the 4-year plan, I'm thinking, for no other reason than that, you know, we need to get that done. We also need this. I'm thinking, ideally we want this. What should we got here? It gives us some experience and 2 cost reductions for land. So we want to get that done. There's nothing, I don't see anything that is like, oh, you've got to get this before the war there. The modifiers are certainly helpful, but it's not like some of them where it's like almost crucial. So I'm going to go for 4-year plan, and I'm going to go for that shortly after the war's broken out, basically. So let's go this way for the industry. Modify government, and, you know, for the political power, right? What's new? Turkey's really remilitarizing their things. Right, let's come over here. These subs, again, we're using fuel. As soon as these are vetted up to regulars, regulars, the silver thing, I want to cancel them. And the majority here, forget about the last 2. Just before I unpause, here's our heavy cruiser. So I'm glad to see that's done. So all I'm going to do is, here we've got 2 heavy cruisers. I'm just going to up that to 3. I know a lot of players combine the fleets. I like just going to keep them separate. Clearly, you put them together, they're stronger, but you can only cover half as much. So, you know, swings and roundabouts like everything, right? Right, how are we doing with regards to air? Anything spare? Right, close air support, yes. And we'll get that wing, that squadron training. Together with the new stew, because you see how many we lost to accidents. Oh, that was 91 just a moment ago. We've already lost 2 aircraft. Right, and our first bit of research is done. Let's pause and... well, you need everything, right? The radio is really important for reinforcement and all of that when it comes to battle, so let's get that done. Even though so is the research speed. I'd have gone the other way if it weren't for the fact that I'm planning to kick things off real soon. I do want to do this. Let's go for this one. And the drill master, you know, yeah, let's just get it done. Bang. I realise I want the field marshal stuff as well, and I don't have enough command power now. But that's going to come pretty quick. The second London Navy Treaty signed. Yeah, why indeed would they restrict themselves like this? Why, right? Why, oh why indeed. Right, our first lot of unassigned divisions. We've got 4 of them. Let's give them to Bock. And what I'm going to do is transfer 4 fully vetted up divisions from Bock over to Rommel. And let's have a little look at our equipment. Yeah, we're short on, well, everything really. Infantry equipment, perhaps the worst. And so once we get new factories, perhaps another one on infantry equipment would be a wise first choice. And I'll just tidy that up. Support equipment second, and artillery next. How are we doing with regards to light tanks? We've got a few, and we've got a few trucks, and so I'm thinking we could perhaps train one new lot. Right, 4-year plan has been complete, and as war hasn't started, let's continue down the same side of things there and modify government. I mean, why not, right? He's the cheapest guy, half the price of everybody else, and gives you everything you need early on, which is basically build more stuff more quicker. Let's go for him. Basic machine tools. And we've got the weapons from 1918, which is good. Right. Let's go for dispersed industry. Okay. And I will be going for this, but seeing as we don't have that many refineries yet, let's go for the research. I don't know, man, because we need this as... Oh, that's too far ahead. Anything else over here? Not urgently. I do want to get my Dora railguns. I need to unlock the armoured trains, which are a good one. So this one's high on my priority list, and it's not ahead of the times. The light tanks, we've got a good one. Heavy tanks. I do want to upload this. Upload this. What am I talking about? Unlock this. But you can see it's currently 6.5 years. I don't know if you've seen what the insane bonuses this gives to your divisions. The problem is, look how far ahead of time it is. They take an age to build, so it's not like you can just, oh, I'll just flood all my divisions with this then. Well, yeah, in 43, but I mean, you know, the pros that would be playing at that point, you know, you've won the war by then anyways. Right, we could get this. I thought I was researching this. Well, that is a high priority. The interwar artillery. I'm glad I took the time to go through. Ethiopia capitulated. Okay, right, free dockyards. So this was where, you know, everything got complete that I wanted to do. So, first of all, repairs. I'm going to up that to 8. So if we start taking damage, they're all pretty much going to help repair. Right, now, the subs. I have got Navy experience, which means I can create a variant of the following sub, and again, this is where the game differs for those that have got the Navy DLC. I'm going to... So this is the current design of my subs, right? A level 1 engine, a level 2 torpedo room, and that's it. Now, as you upgrade the future design of subs, you'll unlock more of these as well. But for now, this is, you know, pre-war, the design that we've got. There is room here for another one, though. So I'm going to put a torpedo tube in the back of the boat. We could also put mine laying stuff. But if we put, again, level 2 torpedoes... Now, look at the difference it makes over here. So... It's going to have a slight impact on our maximum speed, makes sense, right? We've got more stuff to lug around. Not as, I was going to say aerodynamic, but as water dynamic. I don't know. But look at the torpedo attack. It's twice because, well, we got twice as many, right? And so there we go. And that's going to cost me, this is, I'm not sure I agree with this, but whatever. It's just a part of the mechanic of the game. you actually use up Navy experience to just change the design, which means you can't unlock your skills as quick because it's gonna deduct this here. And if you don't have any Navy experience, you can't change your designs, which is, again, whatever. It's just the way the game does it. Now, sometimes you can save it as a new design if you wish, or just replace the old one. But I'm going to replace the old one because I don't want to build my old ship. So I'm going to press save. And so now the 1936 sub design has 2 torpedo tubes instead of 1. Well, what about my existing subs? Because again, this is for, you know, some players won't know this. Well, if we come over here, my existing subs, these are the early designs. These were the ones that were finished before. Did we even have any 36? We don't have any. Okay, so that negates that entirely. It doesn't magically update all your existing subs. Clearly, that would be an oversight on the game if it did do that. You would have all your older ones that then you can choose, if you like, to bring back to base and upgrade to the new design. i.e., the old designs with only 1 torpedo tube come back to base. They're going to take however many days off duty while they're updated to the newer design. The more changes you make on the subs or any other vessel, the longer it takes to update the changes, right? You know, if you're just adding a new torpedo tube, that will be quicker. If you're ripping out the engine and if it's a boat, putting a new radar on and a different type of gun, obviously it's going to take, you know, months. So it's not always worth updating some of your worst boats. It's just, might as well keep it and build a new one. Anyways, build boats then. So let's build our new design. I'm going to put 5 yards on that and up to 5 on the destroyer. Currently, we've only got 2 available. So you know what? I'm going to knock that back to 4. Knock that back to 4, and there we go. That'll do. And then we've got 1 naval yard just working on these 3. And I know a lot of players just cancel this, but to me, it's like a quarter, a third already done. And they're pretty good boats when they are done. I just leave them ticking over at slow pace. Right. Modify Officer Corps. And we can add somebody onto most things. Let's see. Army. Well, the division attack guy plus for the experience. Let's get him on. And that's that. I want to do same for Air and Navy as well as ASP, really. Oh, ASP. That's silly. When I say ASP, it's a silly. I knew someone ages ago, right? And obviously ASAP, right? As soon as possible. And he used to call it ASP. And he didn't know. He knew what it meant. It just meant I want it done quickly. But when you asked him what, you know what, sir, why'd you say? Yeah, sir. Sir, why do you say ASP? He says it means to do it quickly. Yeah, but what he didn't know, it was as soon as possible and that he was missing. And so we always used to say ASP because we were taking the piss. And yeah, for whatever reason, like 30 years on, or well, not quite 30, but 20 years later, I'm still saying it. Just to take the piss out of it. Anyway, whatever. Ken, if you're listening, which he won't be. Yeah. Right.
Angetreten.
Yeah. Okay. All right. So command power. We're getting there. We're getting there. Come on. There's 15. So let's give the field marshal reinforce rate again. Yeah. Obviously, right. 2%. It sounds insignificant, but it's every hour. So if every hour you've got 2% more chance of something happening, put that in a 24-hour period. I mean, it's at least 50% increased chance of reinforce, which is massive if you know, when you see a battle taking place. Right, I just need to have one eye on how long is this going to take. 153, so it's 97 days to go. Expected to finish on the 15th of October. And thankfully, the UK is not yet guaranteeing. Switzerland is improving relations. So that's these guys. So I got to keep an eye that these don't suddenly decide to join them. And what was the other thing? France is guaranteeing Czech, Romania, and Yugoslavia. Well, as long as these guys don't guarantee France, And how are we for spare equipment? We've actually got, so I'm going to try and recruit a few more. Let's just add 5, 6. And now we're short on artillery and support equipment. Okay. So the next couple of factories, I want more artillery and support equipment. So production. And we've got some spare tungsten. So, oh, we're still waiting on that. You know what? We don't need the extra rifles just yet. We need the other 2 things. How far are we away from these? We're still a ways away. Oh, goodness. Right, I'm just going to have to reduce this. So once this is done, they can work on military and this as well. And then we want more military factories. I'm going to go Franken. There we go for now. I'm not even sure these factories will be ready. Obviously, they're not all of them, but I'm not even sure one of them will be ready by the outbreak. Right, Spain, as in its civil war, usually you'd get stuck in with that. I'm not going to because I'm just too close to mine. Rommel, what's his thing? It's guerrilla fighter, entrenchment speed, which is great for infantry, you know, not really for panzers, although he is commanding a lot of infantry. I do want him that, but again, I've not got the command power to do so. Right, research then. Let's get this next one done. I would like to go for this one here, but the 100% bonus, you know, as I've said to myself, you may as well use it on the thing that takes the longest, because the 100%, you know, 100%. Is that, I don't know why they say 100%. It's more like 50% because it takes half the time. It's twice as quick. I see why they've put 100 twice as quick, but to me, you know, twice as quick means it takes half as long, so 50%, right? I don't know. I'm just being silly. The mechanical, again, I really need this, but it's like, it takes 234 days to do. It gives you everything then is 4% quicker, but it's like I need everything else now. So perhaps I need to hold off on that. Again, the longer you leave it, the less it's worth. So I'm just looking for... Yeah, let's just get this done for the... do you know what? I'm just going to do it. I'm going to do it now. There, I've done it. I realize it's a long one. And then the next thing is going to be that that economic one. Right, how are we doing for training? These guys, well, they're repped up, so let's stop those. These guys, they're fine, so we'll stop those. And again, just for now, I'm going to put on Strike Force. I realize that's not what you want subs doing, but I'm just going to do it for now. Once it kicks off, I will get them doing convoy, as you'd expect. Air Force, there's nowhere near enough. Let's stop the training, though, and I'm just going to move them South Germany. Do we have any other aircraft spare? Well, these are fighters, but again, with only half a squadron, it would just be a waste of time training them. And with the accidents, really bad. Right, new national focus. I'm going to carry on down here. I'm also tempted for the Navy. The thing is, I'm really trying to get to this extra research slot. So I'm going to carry on down here and then go for the Navy, because that is a half-timer. And those extra Navy things will come in very handy. But let's carry on down here. And how we... Chief of Navy, I want Raider there. That's going to cost me 120. Yeah, so I'm going to hold off on the giving the generals traits, because I need the command power for the Navy, as well as going for the Air Force. And so for now, we'll make another governmental change. So we'll let it go up to 150. But see, we're not too far away. We're August. And when, just remind myself, it was 15th of October, so we've got 2 months to go.
Achtung!
Artillery. Let's make sure the first factory that's done goes on artillery, seeing as that is what we're most short of. How long? How long? Well, you see, it started construction, but it's going to take until 27th of September. That's going to increase once this is done on the 5th of September, but it's still going to take too long. And then once those things are done, we're going to need more civilian factories again. I want to get Turingen maxed out before I start building on that state. This one, I'll tell you what, we'll put one there. Right, let's go back to full pace. Visit the air. How are we doing? But he's fine. Rommel, he's fine. Dispersed industry, so let's see where else. Yeah, so I said this one was going to be next, so let's just do it. I realize it's 3 or 4 months ahead of time, but with a bonus like that, I want to get it used, and I don't want to waste it on one of the other things. Right, we're getting very close. 15th of September, so I think it's a month to go, right? And indeed it is. So, Bock, let's stop your training. And Field Marshal. Let's bring yourself just a little further down here. Like this. Now, I'm not going to draw a front line just yet, although that sort of will be my plan. In fact, let's use Rommel, and I'm going to ask for 2 divisions from Rommel. I'm going to split those off. And from Bock, let's just get not even that many. Do you know what? Just the 2 divisions. And we'll give it to... let's give it to this guy. Again, a decent general. And these are going to be on the line like this. Right, unassigned divisions. Right, I want to train these if at all possible before the war. So I'll put them into a new army and I will have them there. And so I'm just going to have this as a training army. Let's give them to, I don't know, Paulus. Train. And I'm just going to rename it here. Training army. And then as these become available or as stuff starts hitting the fan, I'll move it in. Right, we have got enough to change both things. I am thinking, where is it? Artillery, research, spit. Oh, yeah, I want the army stuff though as well. I kind of need everything now. Let's get the Airforce for Goering. Okay. We stand under Guy with Tash. Right, radio is done. Gotta be careful how you say that, haven't you? Even if it's just a game, because, you know, does algorithms know it's a game? I guess they must do to a point. The signal company is one that I really want for the Panzers. Over here, anti-tank is sort of, but need to get it going. The Navy, this is an important one so we can run away from stuff a little easier, which is so we don't lose everything, right? So that's one that I really need. Obviously, the radar is important for numerous reasons, not least the obvious. We seem to be okay for materials. So we've identified the 2 or 3 that we want, and so let's start with... hang on, signals 93 days. Radar, well, 193, sorry. This one's 169, so this would be ready a little quicker. And that's the only reason I'm going with it. The benefits will be around a little sooner. Right, let's just check that the UK is not guaranteed, which thankfully they're not. Now, if they were, we would still do it just because, you know, just to see the way it goes. So we're getting very close to the outbreak. So Navy, I'm already going to ask my guys not to come through the English Channel unless necessary. And same for Bay of Biscay. And so my convoy stuff is going to be a little further from France. Just because, you know, we're gonna get nasty with them, and they'll get nasty with us. And unescorted convoys, I don't have the Navy to escort my convoys, so, you know, I'm not the Empire, right? We've got another destroyer, which is great, and I said the next lot of destroyers I want to put into this flotilla. So destroyer screen, and again, usually you want 6 per capital ship. I haven't got enough, so I'm going to go 4, so at least I've got 2. And let's get this guy. So rather than strike force now, I'm going to tell him English Channel is the shallow. It's probably a bit dicey, though. Let's western approaches, Iberian coast, and North Sea. You know what? That's a decent start, and I'm going to keep this spot here as well. I'm going to say convoy raiding, and there they go. So we'll unpause, and Dönitz reckons he's got enough subs to almost cover it, 92%. So we'll try and get him a new flotilla ASAP. These flotillas are much smaller than I would like, but again, when it's early on, you just can't have everything, can you? Right, new national focus. Let's carry on. And we're getting very close to the outbreak here. Then we're going to have to slow down time. We're just a few days away.
Alright.
So, yeah, I don't think these guys are going to get trained up at all. I'm going to take 3 of the 4 divisions off the army just so we don't collapse the army. And I will give these 3... I'm going to give them all to Bock because he's the best at dealing with military. So here we go. We're ready to go. And if I right-click... Oh! France just got guaranteed by the UK right before. Well, that changes everything. Right, was not expecting that. So that means we can't sail convoys close to the UK either because they're going to destroy them. So that's going to go a little... That puts a big detour on the convoy. That also means that this here is a little ambitious. So I'm going to select the mid-Atlantic, and I'm going to deselect this spot here. Let's go to the Norwegian Sea and up there. And Iberian coast is just a little bit too far, so hopefully that will be okay. We'll slow down time now. And he reckons 63%, which, yeah. Let's do away with the North Sea. Do away with this one. There we go. Right. I didn't want this, but I tell I'm a little deflated by that. Right, Dutch East Indies. Let's hope. I think we'll have to switch to Siam. Or even, well, we'll see how it goes. Right then, so, France, go on then. Declare, and let's see how this goes. Call allies. I don't think we've got any at this stage. Let's just see how it goes. So we've started.
Achtung!
Right, we've got some air that are not doing anything, so I'm selecting these just to normal ops. Right, close air support. I'm just going to distribute this one to Bock, this one to Rommel. this what? Hang on. All of these normal ops. So yeah, the combat air support or assistance. I'm going to set this one to... I've forgotten what his name was. Klitzbaumer. I don't know. But the others, yeah, just so he's got summit. But everything else is to Bock or to Rommel. Same here. These all need one combat air patrol. And we need combat, you know, we need to defend Germany as well. But for now, that's that. Anybody else? We've got our Navy guy. He's going to go looking for trouble over the North Sea. That leaves one fighter here. Oh no, he's combat air support as well. Okay, the little really old one. Well, we'll give him to Bock. And that's it. So no more fighters. And so our next squadron of 88. Really, we're going to have to dispatch that and defend... Oh, we need to defend the capital, let's be honest. So, with no training whatsoever, they're going to have to make a start. Right, so yeah, here we go. The game's on, and I'm purposely letting France attack me into a fight that I can't win. So, I'm going to just back off a little bit, and that leaves this guy on the front line with 2 divisions, and that is all. So I'm just... I'm going to pull these guys away from the front line.
Los, los, los!
Like thus.
Zeigt es ihnen! Halt! Halt!
Bock, you as well, come on.
Vorwärts, Männer! Los, los, los!
There we go. Right, so France are now pushing into our territory, which is kind of what I want. You can invite to faction Italy. Well, that is very nice because that's going to put the pressure on down here. And so, let's have them. Right, research. And I said this one, but it's slightly ahead of time, so I'm not going to waste it. We said the retreat speed was important, so let's get that on. And, yeah. Right, let's have a look at equipment, how we do it. Right, well, we've got enough of everything for just now, which is great. So I'm thinking to recruit just to add one more division into that. Maybe one more. Just until we see it. That's close enough. Because we need a bit for reserves. Right, so yeah, France is pushing out. And yeah, I'm gonna let's just hand this one over to Bock, and this division I'm gonna give back to Rommel. That'll disband that particular guy. And now I've got to redraw a front line with the Field Marshal. And we'll push in. He's confident, so let's make a start. And see if we can break through without a ridiculous number of losses or not. I mean, ideally I want to encircle some of these guys. So Panzer... We've got a couple of Panzer. In fact, they're all here. All the Panzer stuff is here. So let's see if we can pull something off. Well, there's a French Panzer divisions, so it might not be as easy as I was hoping. I really need Summit to have cut through from this side, but
Los, los, los!
let's see if I can get some of these.
Los, los! Halt!
To break through like thus. Go on.
Greift weiter
As
an!
if they can pull this off.
Bereit!
Then it'll be a nice little encirclement. And
Bereit!
yeah, go on. One of these needs to sort of pin that tank.
Angetreten!
Where's the other Panzer? Oh, they're all here. Okay, interesting.
Aus!
Right, this particular guy push there just to make sure they don't link back up. We've got the RAF here. Right, let's slow down time so I don't need to keep pausing. Now this looks like... Let's just go for it now. Come on.
Befehle?
Hang on, if we broke through... We haven't broke through the Maginot. I'm not trying to break through per se. I'm trying to
Achtung!
get this encirclement done.
Greift weiter an! Zeigt es ihnen! Ausrücken! Achtung! Ausrücken! Zurück!
Look at that, 100 combat width, and we've only got 20, which is horrific.
Bereit! Ausrücken!
No wonder it's taking so long. Oh, I'm paused. That's why it's taking... You moron! Oh, dear.
Zeigt es ihnen! Los, los, los!
Come on. Come on, this has got to crack any second, surely.
Angetreten!
Tell you what, just help to pin that division down.
Vorwärts, Männer!
Right, these guys...
Ausrücken!
Tell you what, why not go for there to cut off their supply? Well, yeah, let's go there. Then we've got them cut off, surely. Surely we've got them cut off if you can go there. Panzers. Forget that battle that you're struggling with. Go down here.
Suchen Deckung!
I think we've got them.
Ausrücken!
I think we've got them.
Angetreten! Bereit!
I think we've got them. There we go.
Zeigt es ihnen!
Now, this is this very heavily defended spot, I think. What we got? I did pause there just briefly. Yeah, so we're out of supplies here, but we've got the enemy cut off, which means if we can
Los, los,
get this particular spot open,
Zeigt es ihnen!
do you know what? Just go that way, so to help break this particular, just to help so we can get supplies through. I need this guy moving down here because we're losing this particular battle.
Weiter an! Befehle!
Reinforcements. Need them down here. Sorry, I keep pausing out a bad habit.
Vorwärts, Männer!
Go on, break this. Surely you can break this.
Vorwärts, Männer!
Go on, 93%. This, we've got 114 combat width versus 12. Surely, even with our bad supply, we're going to break it. Come on. It reckons it's going to last another 70 days. That's nonsense. Nonsense, come on. At least we've got these guys cut off.
Befehle.
No, you can't disappear.
Los, los, los!
Ah, sod it. Just continue to crush then from the north.
Vorwärts, Männer!
Oh my goodness, is this taking a long time? Let's just increase the time a little bit. Hang on, let's pause. Modify government. Military High Command. Let's just get the logistics. Or, I tell you what, division attack. Let's get that because we are the infantry division attack. Seeing as that's mostly how we're fighting anyway at this particular time. And that'll take effect right away. Let's just have a quick check that nothing too major is going on. Very low supplies, we're aware of that. Naval invasion Western Poland. Yeah, we've got nothing over there. Do you know what? Just so we've got something, I realize they're not going to be trained. Let's just deploy 2 divisions a little early. And we'll give them this guy because he's got the defense. And I'm just going to tell this guy, defend this particular area. I'm not worried about the rail, the coastline so much. He says he needs 3 divisions for that. So let's give him 1 more. This.
Befehle.
There we go. The other 2 divisions look like they were almost ready, which is great. So I didn't want to kick those out because look, they're ready now. I'm going to give those to this guy, this one who's very much trained. I will ask him to come down to Rommel. In fact, this one as well, just because to get as many guys on the line as possible. Yeah, there we go. So this was crucial that that these guys couldn't link back up. I'm just wondering, can this continue to press?
Achtung!
Now this is going to be, you know, we've got here 10 French divisions. 14, 15 encircled French divisions.
Unter Beschuss! Halt!
And hopefully we can take those on pretty quick.
Bereit! Angetreten!
Let's just ask these Panzers to go this way. These 2 divisions can stay down there. Go on, surely. Look at all the reserves we've got waiting to tip into battle. You see the problem? Airwise, it's not horrific. It's not great, but it's not horrific. Have we got any? Oh, we've not got no aircraft at all. I mean, it's yellow, right? Ideally, you'd want green, but...
Vorwärts, Männer! Suchen Deckung!
Come on, get this guy stuck in. No point just standing there. Same with this guy.
Zeigt es ihnen! Achtung!
Same with this guy. Just fight where you are.
Zeigt es ihnen!
We've got so many. We've still got, what's this? Still got 5. We've still got 15 French divisions there, and they're fighting pretty good. I mean, look at the days ticking by.
Zeigt es ihnen! Ausrücken!
Surely they're gonna start collapsing.
Los, ausrücken! Ausrücken!
I mean, we're holding them off pretty good. And I think we've actually broken through part of the Maginot line. Right, our first doctrine, but I don't want to get that unless it's air. No, not land. We'll wait till we've got the... Free military factories. Let's have a look. Right, we're really behind on infantry equipment, so that is essential. Insufficient resources on the rubber side of things. Come on, how much longer can this take? These guys are encircled, for goodness sake. Right, this guy attacked from that tile. Right, come on, everybody here, just attack. Attack. Go on, there they are. The helmets are starting to pop off. Bang, another one. Every one of those helmets is a division that's got, and that's it. We got them. Right. Why, really? You're putting Bock across that entire thing, and Rommel, you're just giving 2 tiles? That doesn't seem right to me. So I'm just going to stop the attack and redraw the line with the Field Marshal. He's doing the same again. Okay, interesting. Right, let's just head this way for no other reason than we're going to get France with it. I'm just going to pause the action just for a sec. Allow my guys to heal. We've got a new Panzer division, which is great. Rather than train this one, I'm going to get it straight over to Rommel. And you see, I'll tell you what, let's do it. Bold attack, professional officer corps, and that was pretty good. We had enough points to do them all. Maneuver warfare, because we are the Navy, and still aggression. We've not got quite enough there. Airforce. Effect. Hang on, where are we here? Aircrew surveys because of the accident chance rate, minus 25%. And then, that's it. Theorist. Do we have enough Guderian? No, but he's the one I want. Right, let's unpause then, and I guess everybody's in position, so let's start pushing then with the Field Marshal. Quick check on supply. Construction, for some reason this is not intended to be built, so I'm going to force that to be built as top priority. It's just one little railway bridge, so it shouldn't take very long. It reckons it's going to be complete in a couple of days. At 1 o'clock in the morning on the 16th of December, that's now. There we go, so that's going to help get some supplies down here. And now we can go for the research slot. And it looks like we're pressing into France pretty good. These guys are holding up there nicely. Air, well, you know, what can you do if you're not doing well? You see, this guy here is assigned to an army, I think. Surely. It says Western Germany. But, like, why would General have him over there when all the action is over here? You know what? Oh, he can't have been. He can't have been. All right, well, let's... Oh, yeah, of course, we disbanded Witzelbaum. This guy is in charge of West Germany, which is great because he's dealing with 218 bombers. And as of right now, our fighters lost 16, enemy fighters lost, enemy bombers lost 8 and 8 respectively. So, not great, right? Ideally, I would want some more fighters there, but I ain't got enough. Which is why I really need to ramp up fighter production. So let's set that to 10 as soon as the factories allow. You see, we're really short on rubber. So, where are we here? Trade. I need 6 more pieces. You see, they're starting to sink my convoys. I'm just going to go with Belgium for now. I realize it's far from ideal, but what is? Not enough manpower to fulfill our garrisons. Speaking of which, occupied territories are going to set this to martial law by default. Right, let's carry on then. How are we doing with regards to France? They're just over halfway.
Greift weiter an.
And the war, you know, we're rolling through them pretty well.
Zeigt es ihnen. Ausrücken.
Let's make a move for Lyon. And by the way, I'm not going to... I don't know, actually. Do I establish Vichy France? I don't know.
Angetreten. Achtung. Zeigt es ihnen. Alright. Ausrücken.
It's going nicely.
Achtung. Zeigt es ihnen. Greift weiter an. Achtung.
I need this particular railway piece for the supplies. Just pause real quick. I need this tile then. So let's unpause. I really need this tile. That's priority tile there. For the rail line. There we go. Got it.
Bereit. Bereit.
Go on, how far now? Hang on, more divisions. One more. Again on the training guy. And this one that's almost trained down here. Now, Bock's got thing, I'm going for infantry because that's he's commanding nothing but. Right, new research slot. Let's get this while we're here. I'm just going to pause so we don't miss anything. Now we can do these. So construction, hugely important. I'm just seeing if there's anything else. Again, this here, but I'm thinking construction's probably more important than that at this stage. So let's go for it. Construction. Not the dispersed, that's next. Construction, yes, get that on the go. Doctrine, air. Yes, please. Dive bombing, bang. Navy, how's it going? Not too bad at all. Nothing too exciting either, but that's kind of what you want.
Zeigt es ihnen.
No, you assist here. We need Paris, if nothing else. There we go. Right, pause. We got it. So conquer all or Vichy France. You know what? Let's play different. We want to conquer all. Okay, we get a bunch of stuff. Fantastic. Right. And what you know, a couple of British divisions at Dunkirk. Let's go against history and actually attack them rather than issuing an order to let them go. We've been embargoed by the US. Well, that's better than being attacked. Like the Flight of Hess. So he goes in 37 instead of 41. Actually, reading a big thick book about this whole event just at the minute. I've only about 50 pages in, but perhaps I'll tell you more about in a future video episode on the channel, right? Why did he even go? Why did he go? And of course, the official narrative is because he was crazy. He was crazy and he decided to fly over there just because he lost his mind. Yeah, okay. The deputy decides to fly over for no reason other than he's crazy. Big pause while the game decides what to do with itself. There we go. Right, there's some pause. Do we have a division here? This guy. Let's send him to Calais and then into Dunkirk. Oh, there we go. Right, it's done. So the British have been defeated in that regard. Right, do you know what? Seeing as that's now done, let's help our Spanish friends. Oh, I can't because we're at war. I forgot. Otherwise, it's going to send volunteers. Never mind. So that's that done. Right. Modify government. We're very close to getting 200 political power. So let's just unpause there. In fact, just before I do, low supplies. Well, we're not really concerned with that because that's going to rectify itself momentarily. I want Belgium and Netherlands just because they're in the way. Let's be honest about it. How long will it take? Hopefully quick. 35 days. Ugh. To me, it's a waste of a month, is that. I need to go into Sweden for the tungsten, but I want to get... We're already at war with the UK, so we don't need to worry about that. Let's go... I don't know. Let's go into Sweden for the tungsten then. So let's justify... I want a land connection, so let's go through Denmark. We'll get Rommel to do it because of his armor. It'll go nice and fast. And Bock, waste of a general, but for now, let's just have him chilling on the Spanish coast so the UK don't get any funny ideas. And let's unpause. Increase the pace a little bit just for these political powers to roll around. You can see there the sun, day, night, day, night, day, night. 3 dockyards. So we've finished something else, I get. Or we've gotten some additional ones, more like. Let's have a look at the Navy situation. Well, we've got nothing, so that usually means you need everything. Let's click on these guys. What are we most short of? Well, it looks like they've got people in for repair. No. What? We can't have lost our battleships. Surely not. Oh no, they are now reinforcing. Light cruisers. Look how heavily destroyed this guy is. Let's send him to repair right away. And there the rest have reinforced. Great. But they definitely need more destroyers. So priority for me is not to lose my surface fleet at this point. So I am going to ask, I'll tell you what, just easy way to do it. There we go. More guys work on destroyers there. And there we go. Right. Modify government, theorist, Guderian, bang. Not enough equipment. That's going to run very quickly. Right click to dismiss that. Insufficient resources. Again, we're losing boats on this particular convoy. Now that we've got France, I'll tell you what, I'm going to make this area green. We'll keep that area yellow, around the UK. But I desperately need some sort of navy over here. In fact, there we go. We'll have this guy do it and we'll reduce coverage on the Norwegian Sea. And I realize going after convoys, enemy convoys, doesn't really protect our own, but at least it gives us a small presence. I would... Do you know what? Let's risk it. Let's see if we can get our... Oh, we need something that's already a little bit set up to go. This particular flotilla. So let's get the heavy cruiser flotilla over here. So I'm actually going to break it off under a new admiral. This guy, because, well, I guess, enemy size penalty in case the British send everything, and then smoke greens, and that's going to take all my political, command power, beg your pardon. But at least then we're not going to lose our ships as easily. You see, he's got a bunch of traits. Right, this guy. We're setting him on strike force, but not really, because he's going to patrol this area. Once the ships get round here and you see they're making their ways over, once he is there, I will look at setting him onto strike force, simply because we will run out of fuel otherwise. It's going to take them a little while to sail all the way around here, but at least they're doing it. Where are they? Oh, they're not too far away. Right, question of Yugoslavia. Well, normally I would like to bat them off the face of the earth, but the problem is the Tiger cares not. Said another way, I ain't got enough. I ain't got enough guys on the field. Speaking of which, right, we need... Now we've got plenty of infantry equipment, so we need more artillery, more support. So, support equipment, artillery, and of course, we're aircraft. Look how low our war support is. Oh. And part of that is because we don't have hospitals. Start Lend-Lease from Italy. Yes, please. If you want to give us something, I'm always happy. Out for now is always good, right? Right. To start saving a bit of fuel, these guys... let's stop. Bring them over here. Combat air patrols we need. And these guys stop. And they can stay there. Okay. The guys that are the combat air patrol, we need those to fly. And yeah, these guys can all rest for now until it kicks off. Didn't really do very much, did it? How much are we using Navy-wise? Over 1,000 a day. So, if we get these guys to stop patrolling but put him on strike force, so he's gonna dock here, Brittany. Look how much we're saving now. Navy consumption, 500 and some a day. So we saved over 500, whatever this is, tons of fuel a day just by stopping this one flotilla from patrolling. So let's turn that down. So, yeah, so my plan is Denmark, and we'll justify Sweden as soon as we start on Denmark. And then I don't know whether we go Norway. I don't know, because I want the UK. I also want Poland. I want everything. We're trying to take over the world, for goodness sake. Right. We stand under guy with Tash. Because we're about to go into Denmark. Yeah, I don't like generals commanding odd numbers of divisions. So if at all possible, I want to give him 18. I don't want to take away from Bock, though. And, oh, well, isn't that helpful? 3 divisions just ready. So we'll put those into training. And we'll give one of those to Rommel. Right, new national focus. So we've got that extra slot, which is great. We are short on resources. So I'm going to go down, you know, really for the action, right? But, do you know what? 2 cost reductions for land doctrine would be really helpful. Let's go. It's on pause. We've got this new research slot. This would be helpful. So would this. I'm going to go with this because we've got the bonus. We've got a new slot here as well. Let's pause before we lose too much else. These are all ahead of time. We could get parachuters, but again, I don't know. Oh, I wanted signal company. You know, I keep saying I want it, I want it, I want it. I've done it. And, well, there's 2 more others nearly ready, and these are all on. Have we got anything else that's nearly ready? Just the interwar carrier, which is... We can use these for combat air patrol, even not on a carrier, but I've only got 6 of them, and they're never going to get more than 6 unless I build carrier fighters. So it's... I may as well give them away. just to get them off the list. And so let's start a lend-lease with Italy. Give them... where are we here? I've forgotten which one it is. How do I give them all? There is an easy way to give them all. No. No, not monthly, just once. Oh my goodness, I'm sure I just used to click shift on one of these things and it was just all done, but... Right. Well, here's how to do it. 6. Okay. Once. That's it, once. And then you click on that. Right. Okay. Bang. Just so, you know, I'm not going to have them. Italy may as well have them. And the fact that they're not then in the way on the menu. Right. This one is ready to go. And so all of these close air support, right click to Rommel. All of these close air support, Rommel. See, desperately short of fighters. Available war goal, declare. I'm not calling allies just because I don't want Italy to suddenly drop over here and then Italy gains the territory, because I hate when that happens. Right, let's right click. Right click. What am I talking about? Front line and straight to Copenhagen, and let's activate. Slow down timer, touch, unpause. And Denmark's basically completely unprepared. They're probably the easiest country you'll invade. I don't even know if they've got any more than those divisions we see there. And you can see it's like a hot knife through butter. I'm just going to manually redirect my Panzers to come straight to Copenhagen. And one of these military divisions over here, just in case somebody's hiding. I'm already in the capital. And we've got it. And like that, it's over. Great news. And so I said I was going to justify why we were attacking, but it was that quick. Anyway, it's only 10 days, so, you know, quick word, swift emotion, right? We'll put Rommel right on the front line with Copenhagen. And if we come over to my supply menu, you see they haven't even had anything. They haven't even had a chance to repair the railway lines yet. And I do need to increase the throughput here, so I'm going to put a railway line. Do you know what? Let's just up this one to level 3 from the capital, and then this one to level 2. We've got a military factory that's almost ready. And it's done. "10 days is going to go awfully quick. Hopefully by then these supply lines will be done. Because what I want to do as soon as I've got this place is get a railway line physically, so a bridge, right, connecting these two places. You see, they're not currently connected. And it's just going to help matters. Okay, so that's this place connected. So I want level 2, level 2, level 2. And same here when we can. Yeah, and that's already level 2. Great. All right, let's come out of that. Research. Pause, because we're already ready to go there. This is slightly ahead of time. Great. So we can start catching up on some of the stuff I was wanting to do before. For instance, field hospital, very important. MP's pretty important. You know what? We're going to have to do it sooner or later, so let's get it done. Unassigned divisions, we've got a couple more there. Let's bring those over. Right, I'm going to do my old trick again, which is to attack and then back off. So let's declare war. Okay. And select Rommel. Attack. Go for it. And unless he breaks straight through... Let's have a little look. What's he actually pushing with? A truck, 3 infantry. You see, interestingly, don't use the Panzer. At least I think so. We've got a... Do you know what? Let's give this guy a medal, and that will help him with his breakthrough. Not the best way to spend political power early on, but...
Zurück!
Oh. Yeah, let's get him to break. Hopefully... Does that get him on the... Yeah, look at all these reserves. I want the Panzer to push through, though. Do you know what? It's already bugging me. Let's stop the action. I'm going to delete the orders. And we're just going to stop, and we're going to back off. Now they're going to go for Copenhagen, so let's fight. Let's pause just to get rid of these. And see if we... Just with the Panzers... As soon as this battle concludes, I'm going to, just with my Panzers selected, try and break through. Right, there we go. Can you just keep going with the Panzers? Well, that doesn't look... Right, and then the guys that we can't name for security purposes on their motorized can assist. And that is 66 out of 70. So...
Unter Beschuss! Unter Beschuss!
There's a... Who's...
Vorwärts, Männer!
This... Who's the... There's one of these that's not pushing.
Unter Beschuss!
Well, they all say they are. Alright, well, who's next then?
Achtung!
Let's get this infantry... Let's get this one to assist. Yeah, so there we go. We've got the full power.
Angetreten!
And then a couple of infantry in reserve. And this is not really working, is it? So let's back off again. I don't want to lose. Right, new divisions. Let's get those training. Right, doctrines. You see, this here now, I'll tell you what. If I expend this now, I'm going to gain it. You know, those two reduced costs, rather than being these two, is going to be these two. You know, from the army I know what I'm on about if you don't, you know. So it will be clearer in a bit what I'm talking about. But basically, I'm not going to lose the reduced cost. They're just going to be pushed down. Right, I'm going to wait a little longer, and I'm, you know, actually wait for the Swedish to arrive there. There they go. Actually going to get Rommel to do a front line. And now let's get him to attack like this. I'm going to get him to go aggressive. I'm going to give him a sec, and let's go. A sec would be like 3 or 4 hours, right? So there he is, and let's have a look. How are we doing here? So there's 4. We're up against 4 divisions. And we are winning. How's the air fight? Well, not great. Again, I would love to be able to have a few more. Do you know what? Let's get this guy, and I'm going to just hand him over to Rommel. Come on, Rommel. Bring him in. Right. Stop. Give to Rommel again, just in case he was ordered to fly over there. There he is. Rommel finally brings him over. Now, this particular air wing as well, I'm going to cancel. And same again. Give to Rommel. Bock's got some, where are we here? The bombers. And I'm going to give those to Rommel as well. As Rommel's got to win this. And the more air he's got, the more it's going to help out.
Los, los, los!
Come on, Rommel. Let's pick up the pace a little bit. By heck. Yeah, surely we're breaking through soon. What I may do is take a couple of these less vetted up divisions away, and I'll just put those into training army. Just so if anybody is fighting, they're going to be the best. I go and back them off then. There we go. Right, finally we've broken through. Go on then, Rommel. Keep pushing, keep pushing. There we go. We've got them. We caught them off guard. Right. Now, I'm thinking we've got all these divisions here with Bock.
1, 2,
3, 4, 5, 6. Let's give those to Rommel. And 1, 2, 3, just so Rommel's commanding 24 divisions. Nice, we've encircled these guys here. Let's just get rid of those. Gone. Right. I'm just going to reset his orders by cancelling and recreating. And let's just make a strong push for Stockholm. I'm going to go real aggressive, seeing as we're now away from the winter. Cubo's embargoed us a couple of new divisions here. Give them there. And then, nice, new air doctrine. Right, we run. Excuse me. Sorry about that. We run out of fuel, which is not helpful. I'm not sure if that had already happened. I were looking. So trade. I'm going to have to... I love to trade with the Soviet Union, but I don't want to lend them a factory that then is going to go against me. I realize that's going to apply for everyone. But somebody like Iran is not really going to be a threat. So if I trade one factory with Iran... Let's trade 2. There we go. Now we've got enough fuel. And we don't have to use a convoy either, which is great. Right, let's tell Rommel to get cracking then. I think we waited a little too long, but he's going to break through there pretty quick, so let's unpause. We'll slow down time. Just in case we do need to manually control anything, but it looks like Rommel's got the hang of things. Right, 3 civilian factories. That's the first time we've seen that all game, which is great. So they've repaired stuff. I really need a refinery. I need everything. I'm going to put 1 refinery onto Hessen. I'm going to put... a new road network over here, and then all military factories onto Moosland in that order. Let's just put that up there for repair purposes. And then once that's done, road network onto the Rhineland as well. In fact, we'll put those next. And then nothing but civilian factories there, and then it can bug us once all of that is done. Right, we've got these 3 divisions over here that have been doing really well. I'm going to pull one of them away for basic, for training purposes. In fact, let's give 2 of the unskilled ones, we'll give those over there. And once they get there, we'll bring these other 2 novice divisions back for training purposes. Battle's going pretty well. So yeah, I like to see, you know, that those of you that are maybe new to this game, it's not impossible to do. I'll tell you what, now that we are freed up a little bit, I'm going to go for Amsterdam first. And the reason I'm not going for Belgium is just, I'll tell you what, do you know what? Scratch that. Let's just do it. Belgium. Justify war goal. 25 days, so it's now slightly less. Was because of the two fronts, you know, thanks to Luxembourg. But I'm thinking I can pull Bock away from coastline duty. He can do the larger front here. And then this much smaller front, I will use the training army to do it. And so these guys are there, so let's put those over into the training army. And so here we go, we've got the 1st Division here. So I'll tell you what, let's just make a new army. And we'll use, hang on, I thought we were using Guderian. Oh, I must have been imagining things because he's free. I know we cancelled this guy's army. So let's use this guy again, Witzelbaum, because he's good for attack. We'll attach him to this particular field marshal, and I'm just going to line him up here ready. Right. This feels like such a... It's not pointless. You know, we can build roads 10% quicker, railway too, but it's to get to these guys as well as... well, that's it really, right? Reichsautobahn, again, that feels like a pointless one. But it's not. It gives us full motorways on those states. But again, it's like compared to everything else, it feels a bit pointless, right? Air as well is kind of crucial. Again, I want to get this one done. I need everything. I want to need this guy so we can align these two if we want to. Do you know what? I'm not going to ally those two. If they want to come, they can come. Let's go this way and we'll go war economy. Usually you'd integrate the economies, but let's just go this way. If they decide to join us, whatever, we'll consider it. But for now, let's go this way. So let's go that way. Right, doctrines. Yeah, so here we go. We've got the reduced cost. So the elastic defense concept. So again, what that means, right? Obviously in real life, there is such thing as an elastic defense concept. And, you know, you can read into that, but it's basically, rather than having a solid front line, you have a weak front line, but then you have these almost hidden areas that are very heavily defended. And you basically let the enemy come past you and stay hidden. And then once they're past you, you come out and you basically cut them off by these reinforced strong points. So you're basically behind their front lines and they don't even know it until it's too late. And, you know, that was the whole elastic... And the Germans were very good at it. And that is why, you know, they had less of everything. They were vastly outnumbered, out-equipped, out-resourced, You know, you think of the metric. Air, armor, whatever. They were out and they were still able to hang on for as long as they did. Especially for, like, the last 3 years, you know, as they retreat across the entire... I say the entire Russia, you know, the 1,000 or what more kilometers of, you know, you think, and you know, it's studied today in officer academies across the world how, you know, it wasn't that they lost, that wasn't it. It was that they were able to hang on with so little for so long. That is what is studied, and again, it's in large part thanks to this. Now, as far as the game goes, it obviously doesn't quite simulate it to that extent. So you see that the way that the game does it is by these modifiers. And so, yes. And it does blow me away. Again, and I think anybody who really looks into history, it blows away what they were able to pull off. Right, so we're carrying on to push. Now, all these, so that's basically China and so on. Because we're going hyper aggressive, I'm just going to keep tabs just to make sure we're not taking too much damage, and we're really not. And so it's going pretty well. Again, we've got no fuel whatsoever despite the trade. I think if we had fuel, this would go even quicker, and because of that, I'm going to try and get even more on the go. And so 3 factories with Iran. You can see even then it's not working. You know, the army says it's only getting 45, which isn't right. That's not right. I'm not sure what those numbers mean, but clearly we're getting a lot more than that through. And now, a bit of a problem. So let's reduce that. Let's just go with Romania for now, seeing as they're close by. And does that help out? Right, one more. I just don't want to be a negative while we're fighting. It's still not panning out, right? One more factory in that. I just... There... Oh, nearly. It's right there, right? Anybody else that we don't need a convoys for, apart from the Soviet Union and Netherlands? Which is kind of ironic because they're on the menu, but you know what? You can have your factory for 5 minutes. See if you can make anything out of it. Right, there we go. Look at that. Suddenly everything moves a little quicker. Unfulfilled. Romania, what the hell? We've only just set up our agreement and already you're reneging. We'll let them off for now, seeing as Iran's a bit temperamental. Insufficient resources on the rubber side of things. Let's do away with Belgium and increase Dutch East Indies to 2 yards. Seeing as our convoys have got a much easier time getting through, now that we're able to, you know, trade from here. Actually, we got a naval supply line that leaves from this base, Kiel, and goes all the way around here and then pulls into Brittany. You'd really think they'd go by rail, but apparently not. Bock, you best... How long have we got to go with Belgium? Another couple of weeks, but once that gets a little closer, if I remember, as in, I don't know, after the 20th of May, I'll pull Bock off coastal duty and he'll go there. Now, if the UK decide to drop just then, well, we've got our hands full, haven't we? Let's hope they don't. Come on, we've got 3 armoured divisions here. You should be at the spearhead, not lagging behind.
Alright.
Wow. Right, yeah, here we go. So this is where I needed to get this rail connection in. So I'm going to put that as top priority. That bridge there, and that's going to really help me supply... Yeah, I mean, it would have already been supplied by ships, but as you can see, Denmark's raiding our convoys, being cheeky as they are. And I believe that was Danish. Oh no, they're Swiss. I don't know. No, they're Swiss. They are Danish, I think. Oh. Because Denmark still controls this particular spot. Interesting. Right, well, we're going to have to sort that out, aren't we? So, let's get as soon as these 3 guys get vetted up, they're going to make a new army. We're going to have to drop on this particular island, because that's where Denmark's hiding out. Major pause again. Again, this is something you don't see without all the DLCs. The massive pauses, like as big events in the game unfold. Right, political advisor. I do want this guy in for no other reason than, well, he helps with people that are rebelling. Do you know what? Let's get the Navy guy in on duty. Right, finally we got this spot. Do we also have the railway line in now as well? Yes, we do. And so look, now the trains will be coming in and they'll be going across there and helping to supply our army. Which is, has now got Stockholm, which is great. Just make sure you get that airbase as well.
Alright.
Brilliant. Right. Now, you see, some of these places and encirclements matter more than others. This place, it's, you know, as quick as they can advance is basically as quick as you can repair and get your supplies through. So the capital's now moved to the north of Sweden. And so we're going to continue to press. Aren't we, Rommel? Keep the pressure on. New airbase, always good. Thank you. Right, new divisions as well. We've got one. Let's give them over here. Right, these are these 3 divisions that we was on about. New army, new commander. Do you know what? I realize they're not armored, but you know, Manstein, why don't you get your experience in then? And so, where are we here? Naval invasion order. You may as well go from here. it's in the same naval sector. Actually, you know what? Just to make absolute... I think it is. If we see this thick line divides the naval sectors. And then you go here. Okay, bang. And how long does that reckon it's going to take? 21 days, so 3 weeks. No problem. We lost 2 convoys in that spot, so this is important that we get this online. Do we have any... We've got no aircraft yet. None. We've been embargoed by Romania. But we trade in oil with them. Yeah. Right, well, they're off our Christmas card list then, aren't they? And we said on the 20th of May onwards we were going to get Bock guarding the line here because we're going to attack like thus. And who was the guy on the other side? It was Witzelbaum, so let's get these to the front just so it's obvious. He needs more divisions, so we'll get all the ones that are trained over here. And Witzbaum, well, he go that way. There we go. So a Pincer if there ever was. Opera singers getting all excited with us as well. Yeah, so this guy, we've got a few spare command power. I don't know. Guerrilla fight is probably the least of them all. We've got Fortress, Buster, as well as Scavenger. I'm going to go, let's just pause that for Fortress, because Scavenger's a great one, but this guy's going to be attacking, but let's just go with that one. Right, this justification is complete. Well, let's go for it. And let's get Bock going and Witzelbaum going. Who, interestingly enough, all the divisions aren't yet into position. But there we go. We can actually see these guys over here are training, which is just as well, Netherlands, because guess what? You're next. Alright, some pause. Go on then, Bock. Bock's not actually as confident as Witzelbaum, and Witzelbaum's about to get more confident as more divisions go through. How are we doing for air? They've not got anything at all. You know what? We're going to have to take this the squad that's over the capital. I'm going to give him to Bock because he needs something. Sweden's just capitulated, which is great. And so I'm thinking now... Do we get Norway? Well, do you know what? Yes, we do. Line up there then, Bock. Let's get the Netherlands going. Research. Disperse, that's obviously crucial. So is this one. But have we got any tech to do that we really need? These are all way ahead of time. Survivability studies, that's way ahead. We got the armor piercing, but this is a good one. And is not too costly. 47 days, and I kind of need that to get this, although that's a little ways ahead. But you know what? Just because it's a short one and it gives a bunch of bonuses across the board navy-wise, let's get it done.
Unter Beschuss.
Right, Bock started, and yeah, he's a little happier now he's got air, although, you know, in large parts we don't have air. We want to get ourselves a radar dish. You know what, Hanover, I realize it's not the most important thing in the world, but I'm going to upgrade that all the way as I can, just that one station. Hopefully it'll cover Germany, and we'll do... no, we'll not do over there. Right, mega pause again. Let's have a look over here. So navy-wise, you see it's not going too bad. Yes, we've lost another convoy, which ain't great. But over here we sank one, and over here we've sank another. Doctrines available. It's going to cost us 30. We've got 30. And again, tanks breakthrough plus 20%, organization plus 3. Which is going to really help, you know, anybody who's got a Panzer. Oh, and the field marshal over here, he's ready. Infantry expert, so all infantry attack plus 10. Well, that's huge, right? Because he's going to command up to 5 armies. We could also recovery rate plus 10 or ambusher, which is more entrenchment and better recon while entrenched. So they're all pretty good, but I'm thinking the infantry is probably the best. At least I think so out of those, considering these mostly commanding infantry. Bock's got another one as well, just rolled up guerrilla fighter, and if we look, entrenchment speed plus 50, well, he's commanding nothing but infantry, which is huge. And look at this guy, he's vetting up pretty quick. He's plus 7 on the attack, so this guy is like, you know, he's the one that you want, which is why I want him having more divisions ASAP. This is another 3 days away, and then we can attack here. So temporarily, I'm going to get this guy, rather than being support over here, I'm going to get him here, and he's just going to be on Navy invasion support. Let's just click patrol, get him in the area. And then how are we for Navy? Really? It's that bad? Just 27%? We've got another destroyer over here. Let's get that here and patrolling. Oh. Where is the destroyer? South of France. You know, I hate that. A destroyer, it's appeared completely where I don't want it. The only way around that is to manually tell individual boats not to appear. But look at this. We've got 3 subs and a destroyer in a place where we can't use them. Right, new fleet then. And merge this guy on low risk, and I'm just gonna get these guys on convoy raiding in this sector, but he's got to be low risk because of the stats here. Oh, why is that just changed like that? Ugh. Right, go on then. Sub 3 of them. Go on, you're all there, surely. These guys saying that they're reinforcing over there. They can't get there, man. They can't get there. Yeah. Yeah, the problematic. So, construction. This is all because we can't get our boats through here because the UK control Gibraltar, and we can't get them out this way either because the UK control this particular spot. So everything in the Mediterranean Sea is stuck. And that's why I don't like why our Navy would have ever thought to produce stuff and lob it out the south of France. Anyway, whatever. Production. Let's make sure that doesn't happen. And so, look, target base, VAR. Everything is set VAR. Which is it? Yeah, look, everything is set VAR, south of France. That's a terrible decision. So automatic. Let's just say I'm just looking for something easy here near the top. Hanover, right? Hanover. I think this is ridiculous that it's gone like this. Let's just say Hinterbrommen, the other Hinterbrommen, and the subs, let's just say... Where's this? Right click. Yeah, go there. Right, there we go. So now at least all our natives... You know that to me, automatic and it puts stuff in a locked off region. It's not very automatic to me in that. It's it couldn't be worse if you tried. Right, this guy... Oh, he's still attacking, great. But he needs to go like that. Okay. And let's make Bock super aggressive just to get it done. This guy and all. And that's going to be it as soon as we've got Brussels. Again, this is all infantry. There's not really to break through. We're angered by Dutch posturing. Yeah, it's all the Dutch fault. Now, not like we declared or anything. It's their fault. We're just spreading freedom and democracy, and that's all we're doing. We're not invading. I don't understand. You know, and you get these... Oh, I don't understand why they didn't want us there. We were there spreading... we were liberating them, and yet they appeared like they didn't want us there. We couldn't tell who was who. I shouldn't laugh, but it's like, come on. Have you not ever considered perhaps your guys lied to you and they didn't really? Anyway, I shouldn't say that. Right, let's get Bock here and Witzelbomb there. And we'll send them this way. And we'll send Bock that way. Right, 3 military factories. Great. Right, we need artillery. We really need support equipment. We really need fighters as well. So we need everything. Right, support equipment we need the most. So let's go 2. Artillery we need, let's just say 1 of. And then everything else was... We've already got a bunch on fighters, which is great. We need more. We've got a bunch of spare trucks, though. So you know what that means. I'm going to recruit motorized. Now, I realise these need infantry equipment and all else. But let's just recruit 3 of them. I'm going to say high priority because I want these to have the equipment before the infantry. And the rest of the trucks now...
Achtung! Angetreten!
I could use to supply... Do you know what? Let's just do it. Just so that the supplies get to Bock a bit quicker. Right, Friesland, we're ready.
Achtung!
This guy's nowhere near ready, so let's just hold off. Training, we've got 3 divisions. I'm going to set 2 of them over with this guy, just so he's got 6 divisions instead of 4. Little short on rubber, but, you know, it's not too bad. Now, I think once we get this guy, I think Amsterdam, or Netherlands here, controls who we're currently trading with for rubber, the Dutch East Indies. So, in other words, once we get this guy, we're going to have to switch over to Siam. And as you can see, there ain't really enough. So, we're going to have to trade 1 with Brazil, 1 with Siam. We're going to come up with all the rest of the rubber ourselves, which is, that's it. Just the way it is. So we'll just wait for our guys to get into position. Were we declaring yet with Norway? Well, we can now, because the other guy is done, 25 days. Navy-wise, oh, this entire flotilla is... What happened to you? Just put it on patrol. Come on. Because we need to attack this particular spot. And... Is he ready? Well, we don't have the navy yet, so no. So come on, Raider, do your thing. See, they're already engaged in combat. Yeah, here we go. The Swedish have got 13 subs and they're going at us, which is not great really because we've not got very many destroyers. You see, we supposedly got 3 of them, but as you can see here, most of them, they must be home for repair. Well, where are they? You see, we've only got 2 of the 11. Where are they? Oh, I might have guessed. They're down here. Well, these 2, they clearly can't reinforce that particular place. So I'm going to have to right-click there. And... let's just once again, convoy raid in and same story. Engage at low risk. Now this guy is reinforcing with, and what do you know? A group up here. This is terrible. So let's cancel this. And hopefully that guy can now reinforce up there. This is just terrible. There's one sub over here that's, you know, going after things. I wish these would combine. Anyway, whatever. Right, a new division is ready. Training. Right, the army here. Let's declare. Let's go. Right, Bock, do your thing. Witzelbom, I realise you've got a couple of divisions waiting, so you can hold off until they arrive. And now you can start as well. So this is looking pretty good. New divisions. Let's get them training. Tell you what, just in case it goes on a little further than I'd anticipated, I'm just going to send one division across to Witzelbom. But Bock is very happy how it's going. We've got Rotterdam. Yeah, this battle's going to be over real quick. Modify Officer Corps. Navy, I'm going to go for the flexible contracts. Air Force. Centralized control. I don't know. Yeah, let's just go centralized control. Now let's go for the attrition so we don't run out of stuff as quickly as we have been doing. Free military factories, which is great. What do we need the most? Again, infantry equipment. Yeah, well, we're going to inherit a lot. I'll tell you what. Let's wait for this battle to finish. And we'll see. There we go. After we inherit it, now what stuff do we need the most? Alright, support equipment, definitely. This reckons 25 days. This reckons 136. Artillery 35. So yeah, support equipment, big time. We'll put 10 factories. 2 of which are still to come. Right, join wars from Italy. Italy wants to help in our efforts. Well, yeah, but the battle's already done. Now, we do got this little action over here, which is this guy. He's fighting pretty well. I like how this guy is doing. I guess one of the... yeah, this is a U-boat guy versus what seems like U-boat as well. That's interesting. Here we've got U-boats versus our flotilla. Well, hopefully we've got enough destroyers. I really feel like we need to be knocking out more destroyers. And then everything else on U-boats, but we need more destroyers. How are we for U-boats? Not too bad. We are running a little low, but they're all busy. So everything that we are building is being used. Let's have a look. Unread naval battle. So we sank 10 convoy ships, which is great there. And is this the same? Yeah, so let's right click on that. And that was it. Okay, great. See, some of our navy stuff is not getting through. But that's okay. That's because they're... Although convoys supplied these guys. Well, they're done now. And so once again... Do you know what? Bock is a +7. I want Bock to assist in this attack now with Rommel. So Bock, you position yourself near here. Make sure you get Oslo. And then over here, like this. Witzelbomb, you go to standard. And you're going to just guard the coast. And I realize you've got nothing like the amount of divisions that you need. And so don't bother the railway lines. Don't bother the entire coastline. And the forts, yeah, don't bother the air bases. Naval bases is hugely important. And victory points. There we go. And so he just needs 5 more divisions. 2 in training. So we best give him...
Achtung!
Can this guy go yet? No, because we still don't have naval supremacy. I'm going to have to get these navy bombers over here and attack in here. Just so we can try and get naval supremacy in the lower box. See, it's like 1 tile off the coast of Germany. We don't even got supremacy. That is going to help a little bit. 29, you see that's now gone to 31. But we're still lacking. Do we have any more? No. We are in a major battle. And it doesn't look like it's going our way, does it? Let's just see how this battle goes. Oh. We lost 6 torpedo bombers, but we did get 2 destroyers in return. Do you know what? That's not the worst exchange in the world. I mean, it's not the best, but it's tipped naval supremacy our way. Look, 35%. It was something like 32 before. Right, modify government. I'm going to go for ship designer just because this is going to help, and it's a pretty cheap one to get. That's that one. And now...
All right.
Bock. Is he nearly there? He is. And as soon as he is, we'll go to... Oh yeah, Rommel, he doesn't have an order per se. Let's just give him an order to do this. I'm going to set Bock to... Rommel to normal. And we'll try and micro his Panzers. Seeing as he's got them here.
Alright.
And Bock is now rolling onto scene. I realise supply is a little short. Now we do have trucks, don't we? Loads. So Rommel, let's go motorization 3. Let's get an update. It'll be fine. Right. Go on, I thought we could... Oh, it's still another 9 days. I thought... I don't know why I thought it was ready for some reason. Alright, let's have a look here. Supply... Yeah, we definitely got bother here. Do you know, I hate doing it without supremacy, but I think it's that time. I'm going to use my transport aircraft to do it. Manpower cost 4.7. And I'm going to assign him to Rommel. And then Rommel can position this aircraft as he sees fit in order to drop supplies. And you can see he's going to do it there. And let's wait for that aircraft to appear on scene. There we go. Japan and China doing their thing. We've sorted our next thing. So, air supply capability plus... What is that really that little? Oh dear. I thought it was more than that. Right. German war economy then. Go. New research. could go for that. How are we for economy? It's not too bad at this minute. We desperately need the rubber. We need all of these. We need them all. Let's go for that one just because it's the quickest. Do you know what? Let's get the research cap first, just because that takes time to build up. This will be instantaneous. And then after we've done Norway, I think that's going to be a good point to leave it. And you can see we've got a large area done, and we're only summer 37. I don't think we've done anything too crazy. How are we with regard? Yeah, we're behind on everything here, look. Right, new research to do. These guys are ahead. These are still being by. It's taking them time, hasn't it? We did want that train, but again, I don't feel. Do you know, it doesn't feel as urgent now. This. He is ahead. I want the anti-tanker. Let's just get it done. Let's get it done. Right, justification complete. At the same time, there's some Marco Polo incident. Right. No dilly-dally. Let's go for it. Bang. Okay. Rommel and Bock. And because they're not set to be mega aggressive,
Achtung!
I'm going to get the Panzer together with motorized. I'm just going to micro this. We'll slow down time a tad. Okay, and I'm going to push these guys through to Oslo ASAP. For no other well, I'll say for no other reason. The main reason being it's going to help us with supply. And that'll help with the rest of the attack. And then I'll let the generals reposition units as they deem fit. We'll continue to press down here also for the same reason. Supply. These two divisions push into that airbase, so we get that. This just no contesting yet whatsoever. We'll go to here. Right, new divisions. 3 over to this guy and the most trained division. Can we attack here yet? No, only 14%. Yeah, this is terrible. We have, look at this. It's tipping our way though. We lost 3 more bombers and look what we were able to get with that. I mean, this is over more than one engagement. This is just, involves everything here, but this is just what we lost. We managed to get 2 light cruisers, 6 destroyers, 1 sub. And so this battle, this is because Sweden still control this place and they've got a reasonable navy there that we can't get. However, we did lose another convoy, so it's not all roses. This is going very, very well, this particular attack. Again, we'll push with this division like this. This division will push like this. Yeah, these 2 guys are just running all over the shop like nobody's business. Obviously, there's nothing reinforcing them, but providing, you know, the enemy doesn't seem to have any guys here. And as long as we keep them by a harbour so we could evacuate them if need be, you know, we could do our own little Operation Dunkirk if we need. Maybe the same happens in reverse. Winston Churchill says, oh, you know, just hang off. Let them, you know, give them a few days to get out of there. They've got fishing boats from all over the shop looking to help out. So we got a British division there. So if I cut through now to make use of this railway line like that, we should be able to supply our own units here. I'll tell you what, no, make sure you... That's it. Just get this guy. There we go. You go there. On pause. This is looking very good. Ah, he's been sent along. No, 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 you don't need to go all the way back. You just keep pushing like this.
Befehle.
Mountain guys.
Angetreten.
We need this tile. If nothing else, it's by the river, and that's going to help us get supplies through. Same here.
Angetreten.
Right.
Achtung.
You go there. You go there.
Befehle.
This is going pretty well. Right, new divisions again. We've got 2. Now I've got a little bit of spare fuel, but still not really enough. I can think about cancelling my trade agreements. What about this guy? He can go. Great, Manstein. Go on then. So we finally won Navy. And so this is going to take this little bit of land that the Dutch controlled. Was it in name only, or did they have a division there? Looks like it was in name only. Great. So that is now our territory. So let's cancel that order, seeing as that's now ours. And this has obviously got to be the next spot. So for now, just make your ways over to this place here. And then we'll look at setting up an attack soon.
Achtung.
Keep attacking north. Go on. I realise it's hilly and it's not fun to march across, but
Ausrücken.
let's just get it. You guys keep pushing as well. Keep pushing through. Keep pushing. And I guess at this time we can just go aggressive. Same with Bock. Boxu's actually completed what we asked. Oh, he's still got this, yeah. Rommel's got loads. The capital up there, Narvik. Looks like Sweden's gotten a tile back, so that's Norway pushing back into a little bit of Sweden.
Bereit.
I mean, this is a formality.
Achtung.
Oh, don't go avoiding, just defeat them.
Bereit.
Right, go this way, just to help get this division. There we go. And now you can keep pushing where you like. Here as well.
Achtung. Achtung.
Looks like Italy. Yeah, this is an Italian force here. So Italy's sending a division just to help, I don't know, guard or whatever. And we were able to get a convoy there, which is nice, even if it was just the one. Right, Officer Corps. Navy, do we have anything spare over here? We do. So I'm thinking this one, because we've got screen attack +5 and torpedo screen penetration +5. And as we're mainly sub, both of those will be good, right? So we'll get those. Let's carry on.
Bereit.
No.
Achtung.
Manstein, yeah, he's here. Now, I want to give him a couple more divisions, because if I recall, this place is defended. Ideally, not just infantry as well. So, and the thing is, I think you can start preparing their invasion, and if you give them more divisions, it just adds time onto the end. But if you wait until you've given them all the divisions, you've still got the whole time to do. So I'm going to go from Stockholm to here. Right, come on then. Now look at this. Interesting. So this here must be... I do like this new addition in the latest beta. You can actually see what your ally AIs are planning. So they're planning to go from here to the Scottish Highlands, which is an interesting one. I don't blame them for it. I want no part of it.
Achtung. Ausrücken.
So that's nearly done. So over here, we could add new high command. Well, it's only this sub guy. I want Rommel for the Panzer stuff, so we'll hold off. Free civilian factories, which is great. To me, it's important we get the road network up here because of the tungsten and this stuff. So That's going to be first order of business there. And then after that, I guess it's time. We need a few more civilian factories because, again, we rolled in early, which means stuff's very underdeveloped. Champagne, why not, right? Unread Navy. So we are... Let's have a look. Oh, overall, we're making nice progress. We've got some more here. And we've got a battle commencing with numerous subs and a convoy. So that should be... Yeah, we got that one as well. Navy-wise, again, nothing spare, so we do need to ramp up the Navy production pretty soon. We've conquered this place, so that's it. I'm not going to go versus Finland for no other reason than they provide a nice buffer between ourselves, what is now, and Russia. And you see here, the narrowest point, very, very close. In fact, you know, I always, you know, just because it's obviously there's so much about the war, but you imagine, like, you know, who was the German group or infantry or whatever you want to call it that was in charge of occupying this particular area here? And like, how close were they to Russia? And was there like ever any, you know, any shots fired? Did anybody ever see anybody, you know, either way trying to go across? Or was it pretty much, you know, let's agree to disagree and let everybody else get on with it further to the south? And I don't know the answer, but you know, I'm somebody that sometimes ponders on stuff just randomly when I see stuff like this, and you feel like, you know, and there was to finish in between, and of course they had there to do with Russia, you know, who knows really what that was all about, but anyway, I'm sure you could figure it out if you wanted to. So I just want to leave a very few forces behind here, and that's all. I mean, Italy's kind of been helpful in covering a little bit, but as soon as Rommel's already full, let's use some forces here from Bock. So I'm going to get this cavalry division and the guys who don't have a medal. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. I realize 6 divisions ain't a lot for the entire area, but you know what's better than nothing. We'll put those into a new army. We'll give them a new general, and again, somebody lower down. Steiner. I'm going to give him a new field marshal, and we're going to use Mödel just because he's, you know, pretty good for defense. And then we'll say, right then, Steiner, protect here, protect here, protect here. So the coastline, really. Oslo as well. Now he's saying I need 84 divisions. Well, forget the railways. Well, I still need 69. Well, forget the air bases. Well, I need 68. Forget the coastline. Well, now I know I only need 8. That's great. Naval bases is crucial. Forts is pretty good as well. Victory points. Well, still going to need 8. Well, we best give him the 8. Well, we've got 2 in training that can be released, and that makes it 8. There we go. So Steiner reckons he can just about cover that entire area. There's nothing to spare. We've got this guy who's on defense. Let's give those over to the field marshal as well, who's defending. This guy is attacking. Another 11 days. I'll tell you what, let's see if we can get that done. Right, so we know the naval supremacy issue that we face. So this guy is operating in the lower Baltic. We need to get him to operate in the upper Baltic. So let's get him to move over. And it reckons, do we have? Oh, we've got 100% supremacy. Well, that's fantastic if it's true, because that means this guy can invade here. And again, I did want him with some motorized, but I don't think we've got any. Bock. Rommel, I'll tell you what. Bock, give one of your infantry guys to Rommel. Rommel, let me have your motorized to Manstein. And that now ups it to 28 days, but again, so you see the difference. He was already preparing and we've just made it take a week longer. If we'd have started from scratch, it would have took 28 days anyway, so still works out saving time, right? New research. Oh, great, we've got the signal company, so we'll look at attaching those shortly. That's all great. Navy-wise, I want that, but, you know, right now I think it's more important. If you see here, this one here, factory output plus 10%, dockyard plus 10, efficiency, max factory is obviously the main one, but factory output plus 10% dockyard, so it's actually a really good one. It's plus 10%, so it's, even without the other stuff, that's really worth having. Just so it's sorted here, I'm going to go with... Let's go with charismatic. And aggressive as such. You know... Oh. Go on then, let's just have it. And we'll change the song as well, right? Navy-wise, how's this doing? Well, Italy is losing convoys. That's not great, because they're our ally. And it looks like Italy is using our particular navy base here, which is fine as long as it's not our boats. These guys are operating in the Mediterranean, and it's just that sub. You know what? I'm just going to set it like that. One destroyer, one sub. These guys operating over here, they've done pretty well. I like how things have gone over here again, catching the convoys. And our sub, oh, we're desperately short on subs. So what I'm going to do is change the engage to low risk. We'll add the Norwegian Sea onto his list of to-dos, and hopefully that'll just provide the crew with a little bit of relief. We desperately need to increase our sub production because we've got nowhere near enough navy yards. So let's change it from 3 to 10. I realize we need everything. So what we really need to do is up our navy dockyards. So Hanover, that'll be a good state to start producing once some of these other objectives have completed. But for now, this division here, this guy, another week to go, so let's pick up the pace. Let's make sure he's got the air cover that he needs. And so Bock, hand over to this guy. Rommel, of course, has got nothing to do with this invade. Do you know what? Just hand all your aircraft over. All your fighters as well. And supply, well, why not? And so Manstein's controlling the whole thing. Free will factories. Yeah, look at this. We're desperately short on rubber, so we need to trade with Siam. There we go. That's probably been in large part responsible for our lack of getting stuff. And I realise we're losing some convoys, but unfortunately we just haven't got enough stuff to deal with it. Now, we do have 3 factories now. So what we're most behind? Well, again, everything. Everything. Support equipment seems the worst, but artillery is getting worse as well. So artillery, let's work top to bottom. One more there, one more there. And then once that's bugs us again, we'll reevaluate. I do want to update some of my equipment as well. Let's start with the Panzers. First of all, do we have any spare? Yes, we do. Lots spare. Great. So, because this takes... it's going to slow our production down. So, improve small cannons. So, look at the increase there. Let's go from 2 to 3-man turrets. Oh, it knocks a bit out of the top speed. But do you know what? As long as we're above 8, that's fine. So that's a big increase on breakthrough. Radio, that's going to be the same. So new modules here. Secondary. I quite like this one here. The thing is, look, it does put a lot onto the production cost. So let's see. Special. Anything here that's much cheaper. Well, this one, okay. Additional machine gun, that's a much cheaper way of getting, but it's only 1 extra. It does increase our defense. Smoke launcher, defense and breakthrough. Again, that's a relatively cheap one. And I think that's it. Obviously, this is a decent one for reliability. Minor. Do you know what? Let's just do it. Smoke launchers, and I'm going to go with the heavy machine gun. The thing is, if I go with small cannon, it adds a bit onto everything, but has a massive hit on reliability as well as production cost. This one as well, but you know what? Let's just do it. I'm not going to change this for the same reason, but now I'm just going to add on to engine and armor until reliability is below 100. So that one, yes. If I can get it to 9, why not? Armor 1, that's still 9. So ideally, I don't want it to drop below 9 now. But I want to keep the reliability up there. So if I add 1 onto the engine, look at that, it's going to impact top speed. So I need to add 1 onto the engine and top armor. Now that then drops reliability, but we've got 9.2. We've got all the bonuses there, and that's going to cost 10 industrial capacity per Panzer versus, I can't remember what the current one was, but it's a big increase. In fact, does it say? Let's just go for it. I was going to do it anyway, but I was just out of interest, the increase. But it's a pretty big one. I'm sure you can wind the video back if you're that bothered. I'll probably have a look myself. But I'm going to save for now. And they'll still be producing the old design, the outdated one. In fact, yeah, if I just hit this now, it's the new one. It's not going to tell me, I think, unless I hover over. Production cost, there we go, 5.64. So our new design is almost twice as expensive, although it is a lot better. And that's why I wanted to make sure I had plenty in reserves before I made the change. You know, if you're short on tanks and then you upgrade your design to make it even more expensive, it's like, well, you're behind anyway, so there's no point. So let's just, you know, yeah, go for your new one. And of course, it's going to build new ones as well as update the existing design. And if I get a spare factory, I may work on a conversion as well. Right, we've got a couple more stuff here. Excavation, yeah, we need to get that sorted. We know we're short. Well, we're short on all of this, oil and rubber. So we need it all, and we need to build some new refineries anyway. As soon as we've got some spare build capacity. So synthetic refinery. Now that Thuringen's at 100%, I'm just going to put 3 of them on that tile in one go, just so that they build one after the other and don't take up more slots. That's the only reason. And probably do the same for Brandenburg, but you can see I don't have a lot of factories spare. In fact, it's only like 38. And it's 15 factories per tile. So if I put two tiles, it's like you're using like 80-90% of what you can do. Which is why I really need more sieve factories. You see here, we've got 6 of them on the boil there. We've got another 4 at Champagne. And they will complete before they start work on the synthetic refineries. Even the harbours will complete before then. So let's just leave that as is. In fact, just because of priority purposes, Lapland, I'm just going to reduce this to just the 1 road network so it can start on everything else a little quicker. Unassign divisions. Go to the basic training guy. I'm thinking, at this point, it's like I've got what I want. I'm obviously going to want to go for Poland as well. So why not start justification? And I realized I said I was going to finish this after this guy. But you know what? Poland, it's there. It's in the way. Let's get Rommel down here. And let's get Bock here. And then once that's done, Baldy, who was just providing rudimentary protection there, will be, him and his 2 divisions will be freed up. Right, 3 military factories. Again, what are we most short of? Artillery, yes. And I realised some people say, well, it's infantry equipment. Look, I'm most behind. Yeah, but 57 days to resupply. This is 87. And support equipment 105. So You know, that's why that's going like that. 13. We've still got a spare one, great, so let's put that on artillery. We've still got a spare one, great, so let's go infantry equipment. And even more, the Panzer 4. And then the next one, I'm going to convert my old excessive Panzers to do. So there's two different things, right? Building new Panzers from scratch, which is what this one's doing, and converting my old ones over. So again, the same factory situation, but I'm going to click this to convert from stockpile. Currently, there is no equipment in stock that we could use. Really? I thought you said you had a bunch spare. Well, these must be really old tanks then. Okay. Well, in that case then, forget what I said. We'll cancel this. Just keep working on what you're doing. Right, new national focus. Important one for the synthetics, and then that gives us extra rubber as well. Of course, I know I keep saying the Navy. You know what? I've been saying it so long, let's just do it. And we know we're really behind on Navy as well. Do we have any spare planes now we can train? Just about. These are fighters, and I am going to train them if possible. And combat air support also. Modify government. Okay. I guess Messerschmitt is one. We've also got industrial concern, and I'm going to go for this one, the synthetics. That's going to help with our research speed, which now kind of matters. We've got plenty of spare manpower, so we don't need to change our laws yet. And Manstein, he can attack, so let's go for it. And Navy, let's go to assist with the invasion support. So our flotilla here is basically going to bombard the shore as Manstein rolls up. We've got one spare destroyer, which is great. I see no reason why not to hook it up here. Great. And so go on then, let's slow down time. Manstein, and he's got all his air force he's bringing to bear. Which for whatever reason, most of the Panzers are based here, not combat air support here, not here. But regardless, it does look like he's winning. There's just one division defending. And Manstein is using all of the combat width here to attack. This is up to 70. He's using 72, which means there's just that little penalty on the two divisions in excess. I think you can have 30% above, but it is penalized. Either way, this looks great. Looks like there's now two divisions defending. Oh, it says only one, but I can clearly see two. One of them's running away. Go on then, Manstein. Get on there. Gotland. Makes me want to fly there now in the simulator. I don't think I've ever been to that island. Or if I have, it was a long time ago and I don't recall. Or maybe it was this. I don't know. I'll do it in the sim afterwards. Right. And let's attack here. Let's go for it. There's that one division that's cut off. Off it pops. So there we go. We have control. Right, Manstein, guess what? Your job now... I'd normally disband all his divisions and give them to Bock. The problem is... Look at Italy. They are ambitious, man. I give them nothing else. They're ambitious to try and attack that little island.
Achtung!
Right, these guys here we know is... you know, there's nothing really much spare.
Achtung!
They're holding the coastline, so we can't spare those. Yeah, so these here that were guarding this area. You see, the AI, if I put all these guys on the front line and the AI jumps our harbour, we're immediately cut off. So it's like, I guess I could free one division over. Let's give that to Bock, just so he's controlling 12. Manstein, again, I don't want to... But look at this. Bock's not really very... The thing is, I really want to get this area at the top. And I'm thinking I could either help Rommel out on the north side or Bock. Do you know what?
Befehle.
Just because Bock's the most unhappy, let's do that. Two colours conflicting, so let's change Manstein to green. And Bock, let's tell him to redraw his front line like thus. That's going to make Bock a little happier. And once Manstein rolls onto the scene, his order is just no ifs or buts about it. Go that way. Actually, let's just delete that order and try that again. Manstein, spearhead. There. And hopefully that it'll just balls to the wall, go for it. Rommel, he's got this side, so his idea is, well, max effort, right? We'll set him to normal. Balanced. I don't want to lose too many guys. Bock as well, balanced. The only one I want on aggressive is Manstein, because it's crucial we get this area. I may even give a force attack order just to help him out. He could really do with a Panzer though. And I don't think we got any spare.
Befehle.
Tell you what, one of these guys
Befehle.
give to Rommel. Rommel, you give one of your Panzer guys to Manstein. Just so that Manstein, who is a Panzer guy himself, can at least have one armoured division. Right, the justification is complete. We've got 3 military factories. We are short on rubber big time. Because we're losing a bunch of convoys against Siam. What about if we trade with Brazil? Again, we're losing some there as well. But we need the rubber. 3 military factories. So there's no point trying to build more planes because of the rubber shortage. So again, what we're most short of other than that, everything. Everything. Right. More infantry, more support, more artillery, bother us again, and more Panzers, and then bother us again once. Again, not that we're short Panzers, but you can see here, they're outdated ones that we're replacing. All of these plus symbols we're short of. Air-wise... Oh. I'll tell you what, we're losing more combat air support than we're gaining. So I'm going to disband that air wing, just that one, and hopefully that will resupply anyone we're short. This guy we're training, I'm just going to give him air superiority. Let's give him to Rommel. This one to Bock. Again, we're just redistributing what we've got here. Combat air, Rommel. Combat air support, Rommel as well. This one, Rommel. This one. Oh, no. That was already with Rommel. I beg your pardon, Rommel. This one then with Bock. There we go. And one more with Bock. Manstein. Let's give this one to Rommel, just because he's got the most troops. If he needs guys, he needs guys the most. Right, insufficient resources. That's going pretty well. Let's just reset this with Brazil. I wish this was automatic. There was 6 free for the one factory. Brazil 3's up 3 factories. Well, surely you should give me the 8, but they don't. They still give you 6 rubber. You've actually got to come in here and manually slide it or press this to get your 8, which you're paying for. And I don't get why that is, but anyway, that gives me 2 excess rubber, which means I would have more, but of course we're losing them. One more fighter, and I need everything really. One more close air support. There we go. Speaking of fighters, create a variant. I want more guns. Now look at this. Air attack doubles. We lose a tiny bit of agility. We add a little bit of weight, but it's fine. Save. And then we're going to build this new aircraft. Thus, there we go. So, Better fighters rolling out the factories now. Is everybody ready? Bock says, basically, just waiting for that division. Yes. Manstein says, been ready all year. And, sorry, Bock. Manstein says, yeah, my armored guy just rolling onto the scene. And as soon as he does, which is there, bang, let's go. Declare war, bang. 1, 2, 3. You all make a move. And let's have a look. How are we doing with regards? We've got loads of trucks, so I'm just going to get the field marshal to ensure everybody's got full supplies. And Poland is a bit stronger than I recall, and it looks like they're focusing on this area. Excuse me as well. Go on then. Again, they're just going for the front line. Where am I? You see, there's a... Alright, so here's 2 Panzers here. Let them do what? Let them do their thing. And then we'll move here and we'll see if we can't encircle something. You see this guy here? Do you know what? Just forget that. Just assist. Just assist here. And then go here. And we're going to try and cut these off. You see, the enemy's been given an order urgento. Do you know what? Let's just force attack and see if that helps with our micro anyway. Seeing as these guys are going extra on defense, why not? Where's Bock's other Panzer? Oh, he's over here. I'll tell you what. Time going a little quick. Alright, he's going to attack regardless. Right, we've got the spies starting to do their thing, and again, if there was one add-on that I don't play as much, it's that one. Let's get the Anschluss so we can get Austria on side. So, you know, the main thing really is the build capacity and the, you know, the extra factories that gives us. Right, the factory, the Panzer. We can tell it's getting tight. The Panzers are starting to break through, which is great. Let's keep cutting. That's weird. Is it you can't order these attacks? Right, we've got a new medal. Let's get more organisation on this particular Panzer. You break through and organise. Well, you need them all. Well, I suppose reconnaissance is perhaps the least important with the Panzer ones, but you want them on something else. Breakthrough, supply, and go on, help attack. Right, now we can manually. Yeah, so it would seem that you can't give manual orders to anything once you've given that command to attack. The armoured divisions are punching a hole through quite nicely. Let's get this place for the supply. And then north. Alright. Come on, help with the supply and to pad this place out. We need the rail.
Angetreten. Ausrücken. Los, ausrücken. Zeigt es ihnen. Halt! Ausrücken.
This is looking good. Right, what's this? Running out of oil. We've got a load of new divisions, including all those motorized. Get those motorized in right away. I'm going to give, I was going to say one each, but we haven't enough. Do you know what? This guy is perhaps deserving the most. Bock. Manstein, you have the other one. 1 miller, 1 infantry, and the rest into training. We've got one vetted up here, ready to go. Again, Bock, because he's the best with that regard. Doctrines available. I do want to change some of my divisions, so do you know what? I'm just going to hold off before giving that one. Italy wants who? Oh, they just want permission. Yeah, you know, get stuck in then, whatever. But this is mine, Italy. So don't go dropping on Danzig and expecting to, do you know what? Just in case they do that. I've had it happen before. Oh yeah, this guy. Yeah, I don't think you need to guard anymore. So let's give those to... Let's just give that one division to Bock as well. There you go. Why are all these guys just... I guess they're just holding the line, which is fine. Go on then. Pick this place off. There we go. We've got Danzig, which is great. Right, we've got that spot. Right, all of you get that place. I need that place. And the rest of Poland is going to crumble pretty quick. They reckon we've got 5 days of oil left, which is... not ideal, right? Can we trade just to get a little bit more, just while this finishes? Iran. I realize they're a bit temperamental, but there we go. Right, Rommel, I'm going to send him to full aggressive. Same with Bock. Let's just get this particular engage done. And now what I'm going to do, now I've got the full front line, is my laziest of lazy tricks. Pause the game. Cancel all of the orders of all of the generals. Select the field marshal and put a front line on. And I'll set the field marshal to aggressive with one order like this. Unpause. He can rearrange his front line as he sees fit. And as soon as he's like 3/4 on the green, let's go for it. And I keep pressing escape when I'm in to deselect. We've got an awful lot there, but we're going to run out of fuel here. So let's pause again. Trade. Iran's giving us everything. Anybody else? What about Argentina? You all know the story there, so they're helping us out. More infantries. Go for training. Again, if at all possible, I want to train my guys before throwing them in. Research slot. Everything here looks pretty good again. Oil we need, so let's get that on the go. Again, you need everything, right? Doctrines. Air. Great. Formation. Just because that helps with the air superiority, which is crucial, which, at least over Poland, is complete. Again, I don't want to do a deal with Russia because, well, you know, right? Want to take over the world! Somebody's saying, you almost sent me to sleep then, and now you just woke me up, you bastard. Right, let's carry on. So, Lithuania, well, they're next on menu because Poland's almost gone, 25 days. And, yeah, this is doing really well. Look at this. Who is this? Netherlands. They've got, they're raiding with their subs. Yeah, so if at all possible, based off that intel, this guy here who was helping with the support, the invasion, we've got that. 1, 2, 3, 4. Let's put him on patrol. I realize... Let's just deselect this area. So hopefully he can help out there. Now, we don't got enough fuel for this. So, strike force. There we go. What we do have, though, is a spare destroyer here, which I'm also going to add into his flotilla. He's going to be on patrol. So it's obviously cheaper to patrol one destroyer than the entire flotilla with... capital ships. And I'm going to say, well, I want you to have 3 destroyers. Now I realise we've only got 1 spare, but the next 2 that roll off, they can go there. And we'll set this guy to only attack at low risk. Now he's going to patrol Hopefully if he stumbles into something, the strike force will make its way over. How are we doing with regards to subs? Well, it doesn't look much worse than before.
Bereit!
New division here, great. Doctrines available. Do you know what? I'm going to go for it now. It's going to cost me 80. I've got almost 100, so let's just get it done. And how are you doing, Poland? How are you doing? 68%. Greece is starting on Albania. Isn't it weird that everybody started on everybody? Like, I just find it weird. You know, Russia did its thing even up here with Finland, the UK. Well, of course, we already are British Empire, so you could argue we started before anybody else. I find it weird. Perhaps somebody say, no, it's normal. We've always fought. Yeah, well, do you really want to go out shooting someone, or is it more like, well, I was conscripted and it was that or prison or be shot? I'm guessing it was more the former than that. Anyway, fall of Warsaw, so let's get back onto the task at hand. That's the one little part where we're currently losers, so it's as if they're desperate to get... Oh, they're not even going to get Warsaw back because we're pushing, so I'll take that back. How are we doing with regard... Yeah, look, we're short on everything. Fuel, equipment, weapons. Support equipment's not getting much worse, but infantry equipment is. Now, I hope once we defeat Poland that they're basically going to hand over a bunch of equipment anyway. Italy. Go on, then. I thought they were already stuck in. Greece doing its thing. Now, let's have a look at air. Have we got anything spare yet? Yes, we do. And it is... Oh, yeah, it's those close air support that we haven't even got enough to sustain the losses from training. Right, you can invite to faction Albania. I find this hilarious, right? Albania's about to get wiped off the map by Greece, and they're asking to join our faction in that moment. Now, the interesting thing is, if we say yes, and then we decide to attack Greece, because we're going to take over the world, right? Then Albania gets its territory back. So I'm going to say no. You can go swivel. You were only interested once you were overrun. And then that way we get to retain Albania. Why do I care about Albania? Well, because of the harbour and the, you know, that's it really. You've got a nice harbour. Research. So this is all going well. That whole row, apart from the equipment conversion, I'm going to hold off on that. Engineering. Oh, this is only 0.07. So we're talking end of the month. And so what I'm going to do is allow this to gather up across 30 days, and then we'll dump it all into that research on the 1st of Jan, and that will give me a nice head start with 0 penalty. Go on, Poland. Right, a bunch more countries have just been called in. Basically, the British Empire's just gotten called in as our enemy, whereas before it was just Britain, which is interesting that they wouldn't immediately call the entire empire. I'm just going to dismiss Albania. You and your non-aggression pact. I mean, have your non-aggression pacts if you really want, but you're defeated anyway, so I couldn't care less, frankly. Right. A couple more divisions into training. This guy's almost ready, 95%. And as soon as he is regular, we'll bring him over to Bock. Come on. Credit to Poland for hanging on. As like, there we go. 8,400 infantry equipment, great. A couple of trains, as well as some support equipment, just 95. But only 18 artillery pieces. But yeah, we were hoping for the infantry equipment, and look at that. It has helped somewhat, and we're still way behind on everything else. Lithuania, well, they're next. They've got about a week left. Let's just put Rommel on the line. He's already +8 is Rommel, so this guy we've been pushing him pretty hard. Bock is a +7, which is also really good. And let's just have him a little further back. Just for now, let's bring him back here like this. Manstein. Just put him over here. Hopefully we'll be getting Austria soon anyway. Research, we're still waiting on that. Right. Navy-wise, nothing spare. Nothing spare anywhere. We do got a few tanks and a few trucks. Well, you know what that means. We could probably trade a couple of these. Again, we've got no support equipment. And so I'm going to set 2 units going high priority. So the support equipment that does roll off, these guys are basically first dibs. And that basically deals with the excess there. All right. The spare factories. So, again. Artillery, infantry, support. You know, support equipment's looking even worse. Let's just get infantry, so that's 15. Let's go 10 on that. $18, there we go. Don't bother me till all of that is done. Got a lot of stuff cascading down here, which is good. And once we get Austria, we'll have even more, including a few more military factories. So that should really help. Plus any spare equipment. This here is almost ready as well. Again, we're just waiting until January. So let's pick up the pace. Aircraft. Seen as Rommel's the one that's going in. Bock, you give your combat air support, one of them over to Rommel. Manstein, you give your supplies over to Rommel. And declare. In you go, Rommel, and before I unpause, Latvia, you're next. Rommel's going in. And again, I'm doing this all aggressive because I just... to me, everything's going well at this part. And you see, we've been playing the game for about 1.5 years. I'm sure somebody's watching here thinking, yeah, feels like it, pal. Yeah, but look at what we've got. And again, I'm not setting up any puppets or anything. In fact, this thing's still... Civil War's still going in Spain, and we've already got half of Europe, if not a little more. So I really don't want to waste any of my research, so I'm going to keep a close eye on this. Navy-wise, good. We sunk in a convoy there. What about here? Oh, good. Look at that. 6 heavy cruisers and a few subs, as well as a destroyer. And pause. For that, didn't waste a day. And so with this, a computing machine for 5% research, absolutely. And then over here, radar would be a great one. This is all a year ahead now. This is ahead, which is great. I am going to skip medium tanks. I want the heavy and then the light. I know a lot of players go for the medium, sort of lazily best of both worlds, right? I'm going to split between light and heavy. Over here, all ahead, apart from what we've got. This is important. Improve infantry equipment first, so they start building it. And then that one's second. Let's go. We got it. Right, as easy as that. So, guess what's next? Rommel, new front line there. You may as well start your plans because they're next on menu. Let's have a look at supply. That's all going to be fixed pretty quick. Join Wars Italy. Well, yeah, now that it's over, you can join. Rubber, again, look how much we're losing. Do you know we're losing so much here? Brazil, let's knock that on the head. Siam, I can't be losing that many convoys. Let's divert tactical bomber. Because we're losing so many factories as well as convoys for so little in return, and I realise we're really short on rubber. Just thinking, is there anybody at all to trade with that doesn't require convoys? And the answer is, well, no. We only get 1 rubber for these guys. That's not happening. So I really need to prioritise. More. So 1 on Brandenburg, 1 here, 1 here. And I know I said I weren't going to do this, but I've got no choice because we're so far behind. There we go. We get Austria now. And with it, the extra factories and the unassigned divisions, which is great. All of these could do with a bit of trading, so we'll hand those over to the training army. This guy's regular, so Bock. And with it, we get all our extra stuff. Modify government, a bunch of power with it. Do you know what? Let's just get Messerschmitt, because I just really feel that we're really behind on the old air game. National focus. For the rubber, right? For the rubber. Let's go. We're so far behind on rubber now that it's unbelievable. We're not producing anything like, but I mean, I can't just lose everything to the British Empire, can I? I mean, where's this guy that's patrolling Bay of Biscay? That's him. Do you know what? I'm going to set him Iberian coast as well, just because we're losing a lot over here. Right. Now then, we've got things spare, so we'll put the squeeze on. Bye, that was yeah. Well, they can keep losing. Right, our sub guy has got an experience point, and I'm thinking, well, these are both good things. You don't really want subs to be seen, but we are starting to get a little stronger. This here is more, you know, it's going to hurt more. So this is better to defense. This is basically better at attack, and we want to attack. And we really need more subs. We really need more subs. And yeah, look at that. We've got enough infantry equipment now. Support equipment, we're slowly getting there. Doctrines available. Navy. And so this is the first time that we've seen this. Let's get the sub, and then subsequent points we'll use to upgrade some stuff. So this has been done. Yeah, so I think, yeah, let's try and get this finished. So, declare war, yes. Estonia, justify, yes. Go for it, Rom. We are January, so it is a little harder to attack when everything's frozen, especially the further north you go. But, Rommel, I have confidence in you. Research now. Engineering, let's get that radar. Yeah, so you can see here the enemy's gotten its last stand order. Rommel's gotten a new trait, improv expert. Let's get that. What will it allow us? Let's pause. Movement bonus on land plus 10% by making makeshift bridges. Well, that's a good one. Especially when he's got Panzers, right? So, certainly preferable over the entrenchment one. Right, free military factories. Brilliant. I feel like I've been saying it all game. Support equipment and artillery. Let's go for 20 support equipment, and then once they've done that, we can up the artillery to 12. We've got total domination. Insufficient. It's all bother with the rubber. And I would love to get some additional. Do you know what? Let's see if we can get one convoy out to Brazil. Look, we're only getting like 60% of the stuff through. Like, where is it getting...
Angetreten.
How is this guy short on equipment when he's there? You know what? Let's get motorization on, because these guys shouldn't be short of equipment when they're like a stone's throw from the capital. So we've got motorization. Level 3, surely, just for a bit of training. Now, these guys here are saying out of date because they're an old division. So I'm going to... In fact, let's have a little look, seeing as we've got a bunch of spare. So, divisions, these were what we've just inherited. Now, I think they've got a better special ops because they've got engineering company. Our ones do not. And so I'm going to decommission ours, and any of our special forces I'll convert to their style. Infantry template 3. This is just a real quick, cheap, dirty border guard kind of a division. I'm going to keep. Infantry template 4. Hole diggers and recon. Very similar to ours, except we've got artillery instead of recon. Yeah. And then we've got cavalry template 1. This is going to be my MPs. MPs. I'm going to rename. Do I have MPs? I do. And so I'm going to save that as the MPs. And I'm going to come over when it comes to occupied and change this over to the MPs. And that should free up a bit of equipment. There we go. A bunch free now because of all those garrisons have been changed over. We are short on trucks. We are short on trucks. So I was perhaps a little too eager to get everybody motorized level 3. So let's set this guy back to horseback. Oh, and look at that. We had 0 trucks spare for a minute. We've now got 14. Okay, air, hunt and destroy. Yes. Navy. We're sinking theirs. Where are they sinking ours? Oh, that was horrific. We lost a heavy cruiser, 3 light cruisers, 8 destroyers, and the British lost bugger all. That was horrific. Basically bugger all, right? So, you know what? Don't go to the Iberian coast. That's horrific. That's horrific. That hurts. That was our real bad naval defeat. It's going to take a while to repair some of this stuff. That's terrible. That's terrible. Look at that. We've only got 1 of all of those boats currently on service. 1 cruiser. That's it. And, you know, I'll let you guess how that's going to go. I mean, thankfully, the British are still trying to thread stuff through here. Yeah, look, here we go. We're losing boats over here from our convoy. Who's the guy over here? It's this guy. He's got too much, so, you know, you don't need to patrol over there anymore. I guess the Danish belts either, because we've secured this area, at least for now. It's this place. And our next area. Rommel, come on. I thought I'd clearly did not. But there you go, Rommel. Get yourself in position, because we're going to be going in as soon as you are ready. He's already perfectly confident, so declare. Go for it, Rom. And now that they're attacking that, is there anywhere else to justify? Luxembourg. Imagine if they partnered up with the Allies and then somehow they were able to suddenly spread from their secret. We don't want, so let's just get that sorted. And you know what, Manstein? You can have the pleasure. Again, until he wants to get stuck in, well, you're more than welcome to.
All right.
Let's get the Panzers moving into Tallinn. We need that capital ASAP because of the supply issues that we're going to face.
Angetreten.
As well, so we'll get the infantry assisting.
Befehle.
Go on, keep going. We need that capital. As soon as we've got the capital, everything else is sort of a secondary, really. There we go. That's great. So we've got the capital. The rest of the place is going to fall really quick now. I'm happy with that. I'm happy with how that's panned out. Right, this Panzer, go over here. Why are you going all the way to the other side? Just finish this area off. And then we're probably ready to capitulate anyhow. There we go. We got him. Brilliant. Well done, Rommel. And he's gotten another point, which is great. Now, we could give him a bunch of stuff here. Infantry expert. Okay. Ambusher. Oh, I don't know. He's now a level 6. Do you know he's got a bunch of infantry with him? Why not? Because he's already such a high attack. So if this, you know, is 20 already, this is going to make it 30. I want him... Oh, he's not a field marshal, though. And I guess this will be... You need at least 2 parent traits. Well... Perhaps we should leave it so this goes. Whatever comes first. I don't know. Oh, we've got 2 traits that we can assign. You know what? So let's give him the infantry. Ah, yeah, we're still losing convoys right here, which is unacceptable. This guy, I'm sorry, you're going to have to forget the Norwegian coastline. You're going to have to just come to the eastern North Sea. And patrol over here. Yeah, look at this. We've got a massive convoy over here. A flotilla that was way off position. Okay. Sub guy, smoke screen. I'm not interested. Blue water, which is a good one. He doesn't need to run away per se. I'd rather get something else over here. Mutually exclusive. This one. Ah. Okay, whatever. I don't know. Do you know what? Let's just get it. Oh! They have attacked while I was not paying attention.
Angetreten.
Manstein is the closest big unit there, so let's get him across. I realise we've got a couple of guys on defend. Witzelbaum, I mean, for goodness sake, Witzelbaum, I want you in my office after this is done, but let's just manually have him a couple of divisions. Yeah, you keep doing that, that's okay.
Alright.
Let's see if you can grab Dieppe. Manstein, just start attacking as soon as you get over. Oh my goodness. This really must be a nothingness. That. What is this? Who has just attacked? Is it literally a solitary division that's come across the way? Well, they're surrounded, so this was nowhere near as bad as I had feared.
Angetreten. Zeigt es ihnen! Ausrücken!
Sorry, Manstein. You weren't really needed after all, but you best get back over there because you're ready to go. Government. So let's get the Panzer one, and I'm going to go for... let's go for speed and reliability. Research slot. Air. Slightly ahead. I mean, this is plus 20% where it counts, right on the torpedoes. Always a good one to do when everything else... You know what? We need to upgrade some of our ships. We've seen the enemies are using a lot of subs, so a sonar would be great. Manstein. As soon as that's ready, that looks like it's ready, so let's declare. And Manstein can make us start new doctrines. Let's just do that, because look at all the bonuses, and then we'll look at rehashing some of our templates. Right, we got a bunch more here. We got a load of divisions that are ready. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. All over to Bock. Rommel's got out to do. And looks like there's yet another invasion attempt over here. Well, Witzelbaum's clearly not got enough guys, has he? Look at this, the British are coming. Right. Bock. Get your sent over here ASAP. We've got ourselves a situation. Manstein, as soon as you're complete, which he is, get over here and all. And any more guys passing out there? Yes, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. All over to Witzelbaum, because he's clearly not got enough guys.
Achtung! Los, ausrücken! Angetreten! Ausrücken!
Oh, I need to knock this invasion on the head.
Ausrücken! Vorwärts, Männer! Zeigt es ihnen!
That's pretty good. Happy with that. Okay, more stuff. Right, the synthetic rubber, because we know we're short on that. 3 military factories, and... oh, do you know, it's not support equipment for once. We're probably producing too much now, as well as everything else. I would like more trucks, but again, it's and everything else, but there's just no point while we're short on rubber. One more infantry equipment, a couple more on Panzers, and then we'll reevaluate. Tell you what else we're going to be needing, and we haven't got any yet. Anti-air. In fact, I'm a little surprised I didn't think of that sooner. So, just so. Let's put 3 on anti-air so we can get that sorted pretty quick, as well as anti-tank, so we can get those guys producing behind the anti-air. I want 3 of those just to get it started, and then we'll knock it back to 2. Research. All of this ahead of time. I'm going to get this one going though for the 300% bonus, because it would be nice to have enough fuel, let's be honest. Yeah, we're still losing so many. Yeah, up here all the time. We did sink a couple of enemy subs though. We've got another battle going here, which we're probably going to lose even more. Unbelievable that this guy has gotten a bonus when he's just got that. I'm going to go with Silent Hunter because he's only got 1 sub, which is ridiculous. There, I've used all my command power on him and his solitary sub. I do want him to have more, so I'll tell you what, we'll get a new naval yard producing subs. Sorry, an infinite number of subs. Down here, we'll get 2 naval yards doing it. There.
Achtung!
Right, 3 more guys ready, including these weird ones we inherited. Witzelbaum. Just so he's got enough. And I think that's going to be it, because next episode, well, logic would dictate UK and then Russia, right? You know, plenty of people say that was the mistake. And so I think, yeah, Manstein's already in position, so we may as well get him guarding the coast, just so his guys don't say they've got nothing to do.
Angetreten.
Bitzelbaum's guarding the area. He's guarding up there. He's training Rommel.
Bereit.
Bock. He needs to get him sent over here as well. We need a lot of navy to be able to dominate this area. Which, I don't know. So I think for security purposes, we will just put Bock on the line versus Russia, just in case Stalin gets any funny ideas. And with that, until next time, guys, take care. Bye-bye.